Fomije Border, Ladi Elizabeth here, Paul Esupofo, Nkeshi Temple, Shisandra Ngoya Sharis, Nkem Dike, Bola Luro, Ojekwa Israel, all right, nice to see you guys. So here we go. We're continuing our message this week on learning the art of thinking, and the message for today is the danger of shallow-mindedness. The danger of shallow-mindedness. So will you please quickly go and share the video? Let's go share the link. Let's go share the video. Let me know if you have shared the video. Now, this week I'm talking about the art of thinking. I just got an information yesterday that made me to know that common sense is not common, and that this topic that I'm talking about, the art of thinking, that it is such a needed topic, and thank God I'm addressing it. I will start this particular one with a story, and I'm talking about the dangers of shallow-mindedness, not thinking, or not thinking deep. Do you know that I just heard this information yesterday, that there are people on my platform here who I know, who use my platform, who I introduce, who I acknowledge, or who relate with me around me, who come to this platform to use my platform here and then contact with people who, everybody here know themselves, and then they are making money out of them. They are asking people to give them money, not just for some services. The same thing I'm doing, they try to do it, and just extorting money from people right here on this platform. And the funny thing is that people here, they know who I am, that I am the person that would rather give than take. And my philosophy is, I'm actually preaching against extortion by pastors, by everybody. Don't let them take your money. It's a whole message I preach on the morning series, and it's a whole my philosophy is totally different. It's not based on money, relationship, and I don't know if there is any difference in the way you people, in the way I think people who have been watching this are supposed to have noticed a difference the way I do things. I'm the type that don't ask money for. I'm actually preaching against it. I said, don't give money for anointing, don't give money for oil, don't give money for breakthrough. Don't let them take your money. Don't let people abuse you. And even here, people have come here all the time and say, let us give you our tithe, let us give you our this. And I said, no, go and use it to take care of your grandmother, of your parents. Go and use it to take care of people in your village. Have you never heard me say things like that? You don't need to give off. Some people say, how can we thank you? How can we give you money here and let's do offering? I said, no. In fact, some people ask me, can we help you with money for the Nigerian project? I said, no need for money. But yet, people who use my name and my identity and, why don't you just think and say, this is against the principles of Pastor Sunday? Pastor Sunday is saying just the opposite of this. When somebody comes to you and even in my name and begin to, use some tricks or the other to ask for money, Why can't you just think to even write me and ask? Why should you go and pay anybody for anything? So can you ever pay? What is anybody going to give you, especially if the person said it's my disciple? What is the person ever going to give you that I cannot give you, or that I have not given you? So if I am not asking for money, what is the person who has learned from me going to reteach you, and you are learning from me already? There is something I don't understand. And this is not just happening to one person or two people or three people or four people. And it doesn't even get to me. I don't even know. But this, like, again, coming back to the topic of thinking, I'm curious. What do you people think about it? Would you like to say a few words about that? What do you think? Ireti, I'm going to put that in because you are already gone again. Because you are gone to your computer, to your internet.
I'm writing on
that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah.
On the page.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You see what she is doing.
I didn't know what I'm supposed to write on the page.
You are not supposed to write on the page?
I said it's shocking. I wanted to write that on the page. That's in the platform.
What do you say about that?
Man, that's frustrating. I personally, these kinds of things make me very upset because when you sit down with this person, whoever these people are that you're talking about, and you go through it like you are now about the common sense, why don't you write me? It's like they'll sit there and they'll just kind of say, I don't know. Like it's like they just let their mind just do without them even being present. I don't know how that's possible. Like, how do you just let your mind go and then you weren't even aware of what decisions you were making? Like, I don't know how to explain that either. It's, there's other scenarios that have happened to my friends like that. And I'm just like, but why didn't you just sit down and think first before you made such a decision? That they just say, well, I don't know. I just wasn't thinking at that time. I don't know what else to say, but it's interesting. I never heard that. I
don't even know how people on this platform having time to go and be listening to some seminars or some teachings somewhere else. It is so busy. If you really want to learn from Pastor Sunday and you're on this platform, I'm coming twice a day. Are you sure you have time to process what you are learning? When is the time for you to even process? When is the time for you to even work on this, making it flesh? Now you are still going to one platform to the other, for the next one to the third one to the fifth one, and going to pay for it. That is one by itself. What do you say, Babush?
It's sad. It
This
is very
Babusha
sad.
here.
It is very sad that we all, shall I say, the people doing that waste their time coming here. And it's sad to find out that they are not learning. Because as Pastor just said, when do you have the time? Like, I'm telling myself all day, I listen to Pastor and I try to process it, and I don't even have time to finish one sermon, then I'm here listening to another. So I'm just speechless. It's just sad that we're all here and we're not learning. We're just listening, but we're not learning. And that is exactly what Pastor is trying to teach us this week. When you don't sit, you don't think, you don't analyze, you just jump and you just listen and you nod your head, yes, yes, yes. But then you end up acting differently. So it's absolutely a waste of time. And once again, it's just sad.
Yeah, and we have over 500 messages there waiting. Some of you have missed, most of those messages. And you don't listen to them yet. You don't have the time to listen to all the messages that will have changed your life. And you are looking for some mirage, for some illusion with some of my students that, they say they are my students or they are my assistants, and they're asking you to pay money. You have money. After I've done the loss of money series, teaches on money that you that the whole world is after your money. And you are not lending. If you want to lend somebody money or you want to help somebody, it's something else. But for you to just go and pay for knowledge that I've already given somebody, maybe, well, good for you, good for you. You have money to waste. What will you say, Madam Ire? Or you are still writing comments?
I don't know exactly what the scenario is or why someone would think that he needs to pay, but I don't know and what the seminar is about, know that anyone who truly knows you or has listened to you will understand that you definitely will not want anything that will amount to extorting them, except the person has not really been listening and has just been showing on the platform. It's possible to keep your iPad on and be walking around, so except the person has not been listening, they will know that anything that looks like extortion couldn't have possibly come from you.
No, they come up with some topics that they want to teach, some seminars, some topics maybe they have learned from Pastor Sunday or some topics, something like that.
So they want to reteach them.
Yeah, maybe that I've not taught those things or some secrets that they don't know yet because they have been with me, they know me. What will you say about that, young girl?
I don't understand, because it just seems his house is even open for you to just sit here with him. So why would you believe something like that? I don't know. I like Ireti said, I don't really know how or what the situation is, but that just seems very strange. It just seems very strange for somebody not to think it through. Like, if someone's asking you for money, that is like an alarm that says, let me think. Let me think about how legitimate this secret that they're telling me that they have is. And whatever secret that they have, why don't you just get it for free from Pastor? He's given you his email directly to him. He reads all of his emails. So why don't, even if there is some kind of secret that they're talking about, money or whatever, why don't you ask Pastor? Like, it's just, I mean, he's so accessible. It doesn't make sense. Like, maybe they were just, I don't know how anyone.
And none of these people even asked me, should we pay these people, or even told me
that was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could even be listening.
They just trust people because those people, they have seen them around me.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, unless they were feeling like they couldn't approach you for some reason, which.
But I think I've tried my best to be open to.
Yes, I think some people are kind of stuck in a mindset where you don't talk to the pastor, but you can talk to his disciples.
Okay.
So unless they have that kind of mindset, I don't understand. Even if you're listening to Pastor passively on your phone, you'd still know that that's not the kind of man that he is, to go and even give blessing to his disciples to go and extort money for any kind of extra teaching. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But if you're stuck in the mindset that pastors aren't going to want to talk to you, then, Pastor Sunday's not like that. He's not like, oh, I don't talk to small people. No, he'll talk to everybody. Everybody is somebody worth talking to Pastor Sunday.
Okay. Ladi Shorunka is saying, but Pastor Sunday himself gave this idea. Ladi Shorunka said, Pastor Sunday told all of us that we should repackage his messages. We should repackage his messages and sell. And even his messages, and even his, which is true. I even said, go and get my messages, audio messages, video messages, just make sure you write my name well and put my picture and, go and sell it and make money for yourself. Yes. I said that, but why to you? We are all on this platform. You understand? Why extort you who are the same people with us on this platform? It's just like saying that Perez, my son Perez, Daddy said, okay, go and make money. And he's trying to swindle and make money from his sister, Pearl. Perez is trying to make money from Pearl, or Paul is trying to make money from Zoe, because or Zoe is trying to make money from her because I'm a bit older. That would not be fair. It's just not fair. It's just not right. So if it is something else, what I mean by go and sell take my materials, go and use them, go and sell them. You don't need to bring money. Like all these my books that I'm preaching, that I'm printing, I don't even know where the money goes. I don't even know who makes money from them. I pay to get them published. But I allow people to go and sell them. Even these my messages. There are people. Okay, the smart and relentless guy. I told him go and take all the teachings, and he repackaged them very well. He's selling them, especially the financial teachings. And any of you could do that, and go and sell them and make money for yourself. But not to people who are here on this platform. If it's one thing, it is something they already know it's for free. They're already here, I don't know. Go and spread the word among people who don't know yet. Anyway, good morning, everybody, again. Here we are. The dangers of shallow-mindedness. So this is a story I started with because the message of today is the danger of shallow-mindedness. Now, Proverbs 13:13. Proverbs 13:13. Please go and share the link to this message, please. Let's quickly go and share the link to this message. Because this whole week we are going to be learning the Lola Sharuka is saying, okay, there you come. The art of thinking. Why people make these mistakes? Well, the art of thinking. That means people still need to learn these things. How to think. And sometimes you are hearing me, but you still need time to really get into your system. Proverbs 13:13 says, whosoever despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that fears the commandment shall be rewarded. Now, this is a very loaded word right here. Let me say it in New King James. He who despises the word will be destroyed or will be punished, but he who fears commandments, the word, will be rewarded. You see, attitude to the word is about everything in life. Like I said yesterday, whoever we become in life is a direct result of our attitude to any word that we hear. This is not just talking about the word of God. This is not just talking about the Bible. If you are growing up, whatever words of wisdom or upbringing that your parents gave you, your parents were trying to tell, or your teachers or your mother or your father, they tell you don't do this, study well. Those things might not really be direct words from the Bible, but they are words of instruction. So if you are the type that just normally don't take those words serious, you are shallow-minded about instructions. If your attitude to words are not serious, if your attitude to words are not deep, your life will not be deep. Your life will not be serious. If you are shallow-minded, if you are surface kind of superficial in your attitude, in your response to words, how seriously, in fact, to the degree, to the seriousness of your attitude and your response to word, how seriously you respond to word, determine how serious your life will become. So this passage is saying, when you despise words, just show me anybody. That's why I'm always in trouble with humility. I'm always, look what she's doing, for example. She never even blinks. 2 people in my room here. One looks when somebody is talking, when I'm talking, or someone is talking, and okay, let's say when I'm talking and somebody is sitting at the edge of the seat like this and listening to me and just eating every word and is swallowing every word. You don't need to tell me what that person will become in life, because that attitude to the word, that seriousness to the word, tells me all about the life. I don't need a biography anymore, and I don't need a prophet to prophesy. I can tell you what will happen in their life and their destiny. But when I'm talking, and someone is also busy, either you're looking for telephone, or you are always anxious or excited or always agitated, that word will not get a root. That's what I started to preach about yesterday when the thing went off. Those are consequences. Those are dangers of wrong attitude to the word. The Bible said that the sower went to sow. The first word, those are talking about attitudes to word, to the word. The first one that went to sow, it fell by the roadside. What does roadside mean? It means when you are going, in the process of going, in the process of doing something else, the word fell. The word fell. So while you are busy doing something, and that's your attitude to word, you are always, you are listening, but you are doing something else. You are doing something else. That is how your life will be. Your whole life will be like that. You will always be busy doing something else while you are living life. Doing something else. You will always be living a parallel life. Parallel lifestyle. You will not have anything fundamental in your life. Because a road, there's nothing, nobody ever lives in the road. Nobody ever makes a shelter in the road. Nobody ever makes the road their permanent place of abode. They are always going up and down. So if that is the place that the word fell, it's just by the way. You don't even pay attention. You don't even know where you place it, where it left, where it flew away. That is the kind of life some of us are living. Nothing constant, nothing permanent, nothing fundamental. Even when we are listening to messages like this, we are always doing it while we are doing many other things. So it's not really fundamental. Oh, I'm doing this and I'm listening. I'm doing this and I'm listening. Oh, I heard this person say that. But you cannot use that word to build your life ever. You cannot use that word to think through and say, okay, what can I use this word to do? Where can I apply it in my life? How can I dissect this? How can I make analysis from this? How can I use this and apply it for this and for that? Because you are always in the move. You are always in the move. Little distractions. That is how your whole life is. Can you come, please? Could you? No. Wait. Don't say. Yeah. Just be walking up and down like this so that they will see you. Come back. So I'm teaching. And keep looking here while you are walking. Yeah. Keep looking here. I'm teaching, and she's walking. See her walking, and she's listening to me. She said, "Oh, I heard you. Yes. I listen. Yes. You spoke about seriousness or the word of God. Yeah. I was there. Yes. I listen. Keep on walking. How will she ever apply? Look what she's doing. This is how she's listening. She's busy living her own life. She's busy she's just going through the motions. That is how our whole life will be. Our whole life will be running. She will be doing her career while walking about. She will be giving birth to her children while walking about. She will be building relationship while walking about. Our whole life will be like that. So come now. So how she is walking about, how she was walking about like that, that is how our life. I don't need to prophesy. She doesn't need to. I don't need revelation to know that our whole life will become like that. Your attitude to the word, how you relate to the word, is how you live your life in real life. It means that in her own, I don't need to go and see where she lives. I don't need to go and see who she lives with, how her roommates. Our whole life will be like that too. Nothing settled, no stability, nothing serious, no pillars, no foundations. It's horrible. Then the second group of people are the people that the seed fell in the hard place. It fell in the hard place. It fell, in the solid, in this rock. What is a rock? When they, this is talking about people's life. A rock is a life that is already so made up. I'm hearing, but my heart is not broken. For a seed to enter the soil and bring forth fruits, that soil must be softened. That soil must be broken. That soil must be cultivated, must be tilled, it must be broken. So when your heart is not yet broken, you are confident. You are good. You think you are okay. You are self-confident. You are full of yourself. You have your own opinion. You have your own mind. You are not broken. You've not come to a place of brokenness. So that self-confidence, that self-assurance, that pride of life, that hardness of soul, of the heart, it's not prepared your heart. It's not prepared for that seed to go inside. You already know. You already have your own opinion. Mind is already made up. You are already solid. You are already okay. You are already so comfortable. There is no brokenness. There is no softness. There is no where the word could. There is no way the word could penetrate and go down to your life. Even though you are listening, everything is about being surface people, being shadow-minded. Then the third seed fell in the midst of thorns and thorns. And the Bible says those thorns are the cares of life. So, like say, you could be looking at, but you have a lot of trouble. When you have things troubling your heart, can you act like that? Maybe you are always, she's hearing me, she's here, but she's confined. She has trouble, things troubling her, and things, cares, and she's caring about many things. She's troubled. You see, she's not settled. So look at the way she's moving. Look at the way she's here. So she's worried. She's concerned. She's not settled. And so those worries, the shock of the word, they don't allow the word to take a root in her. Because too many cares, too many concerns. Oh, I'm thinking about my parents. I'm thinking about my school. What will happen to my mortgage? What will happen to my credit card? What will happen to my future? Oh, will I get a job? Oh, will I be killed? Will I die? Will I be rich? Will I have a car? Will I have a house? Oh, where will this be? All those cares. For the word of God to bring, fruits in your life, you need peace. You need that peace of mind. That humility, that humbleness, that softness, that settlement, that you need to just put everything away from you and just be concentrated at the edge of your seat to receive what you need. So what are the consequences of lifestyles like that when you don't have serious attitude to the word? Thank you so much. Proverbs 13:13 says that when you despise the word like that, and some of these people didn't despise the word intentionally. The one by the roadside, he's just on the move. Maybe he's not planning to despise the word. He doesn't even know he's despising the word. And this is not just the word of God, you see. How you respond to the word is how you respond to life. Your attitude to the word is your attitude to real life. You become how you respond. Not just to the word that other people speak, but to the word that you speak as well. If you never take the word that other people speak seriously, you will never take your own word seriously. And people will never take your own word seriously. The word is supposed to be one with you. You are supposed to be one with the word. The word is supposed to be your identity. The word is supposed to be your face. The word is supposed to be your essence. You are supposed to be one, solid, integral with your words. The word that you read, the word that you hear, the thing that you see. Because words create action. Words are the mother of actions. Words provoke behavior. Words give birth to thoughts. Those words and thoughts give birth to actions, to behavior. Your behavior is as a result of the words that you respond to. Words create response in you. And the words that you hear and the words that you receive, they form who you are and what you do in your life. Christopher Greenwood said, I just want to share. Yes, everybody is free to share these messages. Just look under the video, you will see a share button, and you can press that share button. Please go ahead and share the message. Please go ahead and share the video, no problem. So the Bible says here, he that despises the world like that, he that is shallow-minded towards the world, will be destroyed. It's just like Jesus spoke about the parable of people who build their house on the solid on the rock. So what is building a house on the rock? It is how thorough you relate to the word, to any word that comes to your life. If you take any word and you are thorough with it, and you walk over it, you disseminate it, you think over it, you really make it part of your life, then that word becomes the foundation. It becomes the rock upon which your life is built. But if you just say, okay, I know this, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's okay, it's going to be okay. That is sand. That is building your life on a sand. Because nothing builds your life. Only one thing builds your life. The words that come to your life and how you relate to words. Because it says that in the beginning was the word was with God, and everything that was created through the word, by it. So the words that you take into your life and you are serious about it, they create your essence. But if you are not serious about it, it is to the level of that seriousness. They are diluted words. They are just like sound. They cannot create quality in you. So, despising the word leads to destruction. That's why a whole book in the Bible is dedicated to how you listen. My son, listen. My son, pay attention. My son, hear my instruction. My son, please hear my instruction. Pay attention to my words. My instruction, take my words. Because the words are the material through whom lives are built. But he who fears the commandment, who fears the word, who reverence the word, will be rewarded. There is always reward for the right attitude to the word. So what are the consequences of being shallow-minded? What are the consequences of shallow-mindedness? Why do people who don't know how to analyze suffer? Even with the story that I just started with, people are paying their money to some people, and they are hard-earned money. They are giving it to people in my own platform here who I introduced, who didn't even tell me they are taking money from you. Who didn't even, in fact, I even heard that some of these people take money in my name and on my behalf, and I was not even aware of it. So what are the consequences? That one has already showed you the consequence. You lose your money. That's the first consequence. Second consequence, you are going to be taken for granted. Third consequence, you are going to be used by others. Fourth consequence, you are going to live in regret because you keep on blaming yourself. Why did you allow that to happen? but there are more serious consequences. Number one, I don't know what number anymore now. Next point. A shallow-minded attitude towards will equate to a shallow-minded attitude to life. Shallow-mindedness will affect everything in your life. It will affect your children. It will affect your family. It will affect your husband, your wife. Somebody will be suffering, and you will be suffering too. A shallow-minded mother is telling the child is coming to him, and maybe something is bothering the child. We'll say, oh, okay, you are going to be fine. Go and take that thing and eat. But you don't know the child is having a bleeding, for example. Oh, yeah. Before you notice it has gone worse. Or your child wants to spend time with you. You just say, okay, it's okay. I'm talking on the phone now. Okay. You go and do it. Go and go. You don't even know what the guy has done. He's gone to drink poison. Or even, your children, you come back from school, you say, okay, go and just do some elementary stuff. Why is it that, you remember when I spoke about child rearing, about, bringing up children and all that, parenting? We are not fundamental. That is why some of you were very surprised at the principles of parenting that I was talking about and how detailed they were. Because we are not so detailed. Most of us, the whole world is built in such a way that we don't need to be detailed. So when I told you that, don't do this, come here, come and greet uncle, say good morning, and all those things, those are not upbringing, those are not parenting. That parenting must be intentional. That there must be a structure and a system for parenting. Some of us were surprised. Why? Because the whole world around us doesn't tell us those things. You just do everything while you are going on, while you are busy. Just like the person going through the road. Oh, yeah, come. Oh, don't do that. Did I say not to steal? Don't steal. Don't do that. That is how we are doing everything while we are busy, while we are running, while we are rushing. We are not fundamental. So what I mean is that when you are having a shadow-minded attitude to the world in life, when you are not analytical, it will affect everything. It will affect your professional life. It will affect your relationship with God. It will affect your the way you read the Bible, the way you read the books. Can you believe it that if I read this book now, if I read it like myself like this, in 5 years time, 10 years time, I will be able to tell you not just what is inside, but what is in what page and what is in what chapter. That is how total, if you come to me and to have a talk with me or to have consultation with me, you will think that I don't have any problem again in life. You will think you are the only person alive at that moment, because I'm going to be talking to you as if there is no human being else in the world apart from you. But when I talk to people, especially on Skype, and you'll be hearing all kind of things happening behind them. They are typing that time. Their children are crying. And in fact, I even have some people that want to do business with me, and they are supposed to be businessmen, and they are saying, "Oh, let's talk on Skype." Okay, we are talking. Then their children is running to them, running their leg, and I say, "Oh, please, this is business. You will never succeed when your children are running up and down. Hey, you are cooking. Then this one is doing this. Wow." These people are just unserious. They are not fundamental. They are not detailed, not analytical. Ask people in this church, in my church here. Of course, I don't know all my members. I don't even know all my pastors, talk less of all my members. I have pastors. I have over 1,000 pastors all over the world, right? I have over 3,000 leaders, so I don't even know pastors, talk less of leaders. But if any member of my church that has come to me before, one time, so that we have talked, I've spoken before, that's it. I would, even if it is 20 years ago we spoke, I'm going to remind him what we spoke about 20 years ago. In some cases, I'm going to even remind you your name. I don't care. I try not to remember the names, but I will remember you, what we spoke about, and everything. Then I just discovered that people don't need it. People don't need it. It's like you are wasting your life. You are wasting your time. But it's good for you, because that's what determines how serious a person you are, the quality of your life, and it determines also the quality of your relationship. It determines the quality of your relationship. It determines the quality of, the trust people have in you. It determines of the quality of what you build. So the very first thing is, the danger is if you happen to be unserious in your attitude to life, if you are just shallow-minded in your attitude to things in life, it will affect every area of your life. Everything else will be affected. It will be shallow everywhere else. It will affect our society we live in. It will affect everything. Next point. If you are shallow-minded, you will be manipulated by words. You'll be deceived. People who don't think, who don't analyze, you are going to suffer, because you are going to be hearing stories and you are going to believe in them. You are going to be believing lies. You're going to be believing rumors, because you yourself don't analyze. You don't put one and one together, two and two together. You don't reach your own conclusions. You'll be deceived. You'll just be believing what other people say, and then you'll be discovering that they are not true. You will be under the captivity of other people. If you are lazy to think, if you don't like to analyze, you don't want to research, then you are just going to be believing what other people say, and a lot of them will later be discovering that they are not really true, and you have to keep on repeating and redoing things and doing things over and over again, repeating and getting annoyed and getting frustrated. Oh, why didn't you tell me? Nobody wants you anything. The next point. Your children will become like you. They will never rise higher than your level of analysis, because they are not used to people not analyzing. Even if they are good, you might say, oh, they are good, they analyze, and God gave him that like that, God created him like that. But he's still going to be limited compared to other people who are good, because he's not used to, he's not seen example of fundamental analytical approach to life. Their destiny will be affected by it. They are going to be punished through life. They are going to suffer loss. People are going to deceive them. They are going to be cheated, because they've not been taught to be analytical in their approach to life and to everything else they do. By the way, if you have not just shared this link, share this message, please go ahead and do it. You are free to go share the message now. So to be shadow-minded, to be superficial, is to use your own hand to destroy the life of your own children. Because your children will not do what you tell them, they do what you do. And if they see that you are always absent-minded, they just think, the children just think that's the way life is, and that's the way they are supposed to be. They don't even know that the life is supposed to be different. They are going to be living in stupor and in sleepiness. They're just going to be sleeping through life. And it will be difficult for those kind of children to get out of the biomasses psychology. So to be shallow-minded is to lay a mind, those field minds, to lay a mind in the life of your bomb, that is, hidden bombs in the field. It's that you are hidden bombs in the future of your children. Bombs that will explode and bring them to destruction. So shallow-mindedness is generational. So that's why we've got to think about it now. We've got to begin to deal with it right now. Of course, next point, if you are shallow-minded, shallow-mindedness is going to affect your professional growth. Because I personally, I will only employ people who are thorough. Not just me, any other human being will only employ people who are thorough. Nobody would like to employ people who will not know what happened to your work tomorrow. They'll say, oh, I went to sleep and this happened, the house burnt. Oh, I signed the wrong paper and, I lost all the money. Oh, you don't want to have any, nobody wants to employ people who are not thorough. Everybody is looking for only people who are thorough. Only people who are fundamental. So if you are not thorough, people will only be enduring you. People will only be, that's why people, I used to tell some people around me that, wisdom, there is torture in wisdom. There is suffering in wisdom, because most of the time I just laugh with people, actually. That's my only way out. That's my only salvation. Because if I begin to talk, like you see me now, I'm talking about this topic, but it's breaking my heart, you see. I am suffering because if I begin to talk about all the things people do wrong, it just frustrates you, So I would rather just say, okay, let people just live their life the way they want to live, and I'll just be laughing with them. That's okay. Too many things. That the sorrow that is a wisdom is that the wise person sees all the things that are wrong, and he's just suffering. Say, my God, how could people not see this? How could people not see this? I mean, can't people see this? Can't people understand this? And I have that all the time. So the way I deal with it is just not to even talk about it. Just laugh, or just come to the level of people. And because people, another problem is that another suffering that is in wisdom is that when you begin to tell people the things they are doing wrong, they think that you hate them. They will think you hate them, that you are angry at them. They will not know that actually you are suffering, but just even by saying that they are not getting it, of what they are doing wrong. But can you imagine me talking to an individual like this? If I begin to tell people what they are doing wrong, I could be talking that from morning to night every day, just what you are doing wrong. Because I'm seeing so many things that you don't even know you are doing wrong. So that's why sometimes it's just easier to keep quiet, or just to, just to laugh with people and make them look that they are okay. Because as soon as you begin to, notice them talk all these things, people will begin to get annoyed at you. But this is a general teaching, so I'm hoping that somebody is learning, I hope. The next consequence of superficial lifestyle like this is that when you don't think, when you don't learn, and you've not learned, and you don't like to analyze, your relationship with God will be shallow. You will not be deep with God too much, because you will not be asking him questions. If you don't ask questions, you will not get answers. So you would rather follow after traditions. You would rather follow after some pastors or some leaders or some denominations and say, you know, it's easier for you. Because most people who just blindly follow after some pastors or some churches, they are mainly people who don't want to think. So religion, to a large extent, is a product of the people's unwillingness to think. They just want to say that's what our pastor says, that's what our church does, that's what our denomination says, that's the way it is, that's what everybody does. That is how biomasses is being cultivated. The biggest strategy to cultivate biomasses is to tell people not to ask questions and not to think. Just do what we tell you. You don't have the right to question anything. So you don't think. Where there is no thinking, there is no invention. Where there is no thinking, there is no discovery. Where there is no thinking, there is no technological growth, no economical breakthrough. Where people don't think, there is no industrial growth, no technological know-how. When people don't think, there is no curiosity, no inventions, no discoveries. It's one of the greatest things one of the greatest evil that could happen for people not to think. No creativity. Everybody is just the same standard. Everybody they just want to keep people obedient, loyal, subservient. No transformation. So you must declare war against superficiality, friends. You must declare war against your own laziness to think. You must declare war against your own unwillingness to be detailed, to be analytical. You must declare war against your own tendencies of doing things lightly, of saying, oh, no problem, you must declare war against your own tendency of putting everything on God. Oh, God will do it. Oh, God will do it. I'll pray. Oh, God will do it. God will do it. Actually, people have now used God as the excuse to be superficial. God has now become the reason, the excuse, the explanation why people don't go into anything in details anymore. Oh, don't worry about it. God will pray. Oh, don't worry about it. God will pray. Oh, don't worry about it. God will do it. So God has now become an excuse for you not to do research. God has now become an excuse for you not to be deep. God has now become an excuse for you not to investigate, not to be detailed, not to be analytical. Oh, why should you bother? Why should you bother? God will do it anyway. Oh, no, don't put your head. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. And we're thinking those good advice. Don't think about it. Oh, if you think about it, you'll be worried. No, it is when you don't know something that is killing you. I even heard the other day that some people in Africa used to say, what you don't know don't kill you. Whew. That's the only thing that kills you, by the way. It is what you don't know that kills you. Can you imagine that kind of an adage? Saying what you don't know will not kill you? That is an adage for not just crazy, illiterate people. That's just an adage for ignorant people. That's just an adage to keep people in such an ignorance. What you don't know don't kill you, so you don't want to know anything. So they will put this poison here now, and I will just think it's water. So what you don't know will not kill you. Okay, go and drink it now. You don't know that it's poison. Okay, go and drink it. What you don't know will not kill you. Okay, go and sit in the plane and say, I don't know how to drive. I'm going to, just do it. It will not kill me. Or go and put it in a car and just put your gas anyhow. What you don't know will not kill you now. It cannot kill you. You don't know, it don't kill you. You wreck yourself. Will you not come back to give the story? Somebody else will tell the story. What you don't know will not kill you now. Go and jump from 14th floor. It's just you don't know now. It will not kill you. I'm so pained by this kind of attitudes. If you are light-hearted, and you are not deep, you will not be responsible in anything. You will not be an irresponsible person. You just allow things to flow. It will be okay. Somehow it will be resolved. You will not be responsible. You always say, oh, God will do it. Well, anybody that is always giving responsibility and obligating his duties, abjugating it to God and everything, they are irresponsible. Somebody else will do it for you. God will do it. Satan is the... All those people blaming Satan is a sign of irresponsibility. So people who are not analytical will be irresponsible. People who are not detailed will be irresponsible. People who don't like to dabble into matters and really get to the bottom of things, they will be irresponsible. So your unwillingness to be detailed and to go into detailed questions and to research, they show irresponsibility. You will believe what you read in the newspapers, what you hear in the news. You will judge people by what you hear about them, by rumors, by what they see, by first impression. You will be missing out on a lot of things. As a matter of fact, if you are shallow-minded, you might even miss out on heaven. Because you've not taken too much things that are supposed to be serious, you miss out on them. And if you are shallow-minded, you would not really be successful. Really successful people are not shallow-minded people. If you are shallow-minded, you will not be a maximalist. You don't put all your efforts into what you do. You will just always say, oh, it will go. Okay, it's enough. Always ad-lib getting by. You'll be doing minimum efforts and you'll be thinking it's fine. I mean, it's a big list of dangers of shallow-mindedness. It's a big list. keep on going over the list. Because if you don't think, if you don't analyze, you always perpetually live in deception. Somebody will always be putting you in some kind of trouble. And this bondage, you will live in, because he said, you shall know the truth shall set you free. So if you don't know the truth, you are not free. If you don't know the truth, you are in bondage. So it will be bondage all over. So many things to talk about. It is bad, evil, not to learn to think. But this week, I'm going to give you concrete principles on how to think. Concrete laws of how to on thinking. That's what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to give you principles of thinking, laws of thinking, how to practically think, and things like that. Let me see what topic I'll be talking about in the evening. Okay, I'll be talking about advantages of analytical thinking. I'm going to talk about advantages of analytical thinking. That's in the evening. And then tomorrow, let me see. I want to know when I'll begin to tell you about the laws of thinking, how to think. But I will start with the promotions, or with the advantage, with the benefits of analytical thinking. Okay, then tomorrow morning, I will start by telling you the laws of analytical thinking, how to think analytically. Yes. So today will be the final day of my preparation. All these things I'm doing are right now preparation. But from tomorrow morning, I'll begin to give you the laws of thinking. Let me give you an idea, for example, of what I'm going to be talking about this week. Just to pull your leg. Let me give you an idea. Okay. I'll open the right wrong file there. Let me try to give you an idea of some of the things I was talking about. Loss of thinking. 1, clarity. Loss of thinking. 2, accuracy. Loss of thinking. 3, precision. Loss of thinking. 4, relevance. Loss of thinking. 5, depth. Loss of thinking. 6, breadth. Loss of thinking. 7, logic. Etc. That's a tester for you. But first we have to do tomorrow. And tomorrow we start tomorrow tonight. Sorry. So first we have to do tonight, which is I'll give you the advantage first. And then before I begin to give you the laws of analytical thinking. It's so amazing how people live. Sometimes you just think you are the only crazy one around. But you shouldn't bother yourself, just leave everybody alone. Let them live the way they want to live. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just troubling you guys, and maybe you don't need these things. I'm troubling the people. I'm taking them to deep waters. Maybe I should stop troubling you. I should just leave you alone. Stop taking you through all the troubles. At least other people are living somehow. Other people are living somehow. Oh my. Yeah, sometimes I just feel like leaving everybody alone. Let them live the way they want to live. But, just for the sake of those who might be desperate, who might be hungry. Okay, let me try and see what people are writing, by the way. Let me try and see what people are writing. What are they saying here? Okay, Shigo Mwafo said, my ears are itching for those laws. Ngoye Sharis, can't wait for those topics. Pastor, you are the best. Oh, you think so? Okay. Okay. Maybe before I touch you, maybe before I get to you, maybe before I begin to disciple you, you are thinking I'm the best. Once I get on your skin, under your skin now, you no more think I'm the best. You'll be thinking I'm the worst thing out there. Okay, Anastasia, I say, I can't wait, Pastor. Rochelle White say, wow, I can't wait. Sandra, God bless you, sir, for all your teachings. Wow, lots of thinking. Yes, only Harley say, Shy, I will really enjoy this series. Oh. I will say. Joyce is saying, wow, can't wait. Chigo, those are topics I know I want to hear. Okay. Maria Makajola, great series. Thank you. Anastasia, I shall stretch to the north, south, east, and west. Kunle Adenikwekun, awesome. Gift Amos, more grace, my mentor. Topsy, Shy, Chineke. What she said. Anastasia, Pastor, please bother us. Okay. Jide is saying, wow. Dr. Adelaja, please don't say we want to stop. Shigo, I want to be mad like you. Seriously. Okay, let's see. Lola Choronke, Pastor Sunday, this week is the general teaching on the art of thinking. Next week, can you teach us the advanced art of thinking? Well, that's what I'm about to get to tomorrow. Only Hale says we need it. Okay. Stella Nuhu, Pastor Sunday, please trouble us. Fumi Jaboda, bother us, please. It's for our own advantage. Nkiro Jimado, I really need all the troubles I can get from you, Pastor. Vivian, love this kind of insanity. I want to be insane too. She's Sandra, can't wait to have those laws, Pastor. Please trouble us because we need to wake up. Kunle, we need it. Take us deeper, please. Anastasia, our mentor, if you don't bother us, then who will? Isi Okeaya, sir, I love this kind of great trouble, so I never had anyone teach me this thing, so I need your trouble. Share my good trouble. We want to be personalities, Pastor. Nikki Christian, Pastor Sunday, thank you. You are the best teacher from my nursery stage up to the level of university. Like I'm going back to ABC level right now. Well, your father is a professor, Nikki. You see, even people who grew up in house where father, I think even your father and mother are both professors. But I say it's like you are going back to nursery, right? Patrick Gioste, yes, it's for our own good. Molly, we need it. Pastor Sufficient decided to add her own voice. She said, go ahead, Pastor. Okay. Yemisi Folaju, this series are the best I have heard from you. Are you serious? That's interesting. Have you listened to the 500 messages that are waiting there for you? It's just like the other day, somebody was telling me, Pastor, when will you address these problems with the churches and their practices? I said, have you listened to the series, the church series? Watch the church series. The other one say, Pastor, when will you talk about prayers? I said, there's this prayer series now. So you said, that's why you must go through the list once in a while and check. Charles Smith, don't leave us alone, oh Pastor. We stay up to listen to you. We are desperate. Okay. Emmanuel Mahenge, is there a deliverance, if you say? Then this is the real one. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. I'm getting freer day by day as I follow you. I love you, Pastor. Thank you. Adam Mildred, this is very much needed. Okay. Gift Amos, who God loves, he disciplines. I now know you love us more, Pastor. Niyi Olushola, Dr. Adelaja, if na joke make you stop, make you stop, you must not spare us the rod. Onika, I want to be a thinker. Okay. You see that it's not easy as you are thinking. I'm going to give you the points, but we'll see how you work on them. Because you have to really sit down and really be thorough. Ola Yinka said, I'm hungry to hear what God has placed in your heart for us. Jide Craig, Dr. Delaja is just teasing us, folks. Don't give up on us, or else all of us will show up in your house one day and give. Oh, Riyomi, we need this as fish needs water. Dr. Sufficient, thank you. She says you are the best pastor always. Thank you. Theodore Otto, the truth is most times painful, but it liberates. You are delivering us, breaking our prison doors. We need more. God bless you. Mofelola, go ahead, Pastor Doris. Pastor, this type of trouble is good because it makes my life better. Ngoya Sharis, go for it, Pastor. We are in desperate need. Okay. Evangelist Austin Shinedu, wisdom is the real wealth. Yep, you are a gift. Ojekwa Israel, wow, there is a great need for restructuring of life and rethinking to be done. Yeah, now that is, you see, he is looking at it from the side of responsibility, not just from the side of excitement. You see what he say? There is a great need of restructuring, make you think, and there is a need of rethinking going to happen. So this is not just about hey, no, it's but this is about the real restructuring and rethinking that will have to happen. Abosede Roberts, you are always real and sincere, Pastor Sunday. Yep. Amy Bobby, thank you so much, Dr. Delaja. Solange, wow. Warming up for these topics. Gift Amos, you are rewinding our brain, especially mine. It's not enjoyable. Oh, yes, you see that? The truth is coming out. Olayinke Bello, we need to hear it in Nigeria. We shall spread the news because this is the good stuff. Kazim, thank you for being a blessing to this generation. Lola Shoronke, Pastor Sunday, when you start laughing, I think you have more wisdom in the barrel. Shigo, you are just the best out there yet. You are just the best of the very best. Oh, okay. You are just the best of the very best. Thank you. Simon Undum, Dr. Sunday, you are a blessing to this world. Thank you. Samson Femi, I am desperate about those teaching, Pastor. I was pondering about the teaching today, and I discovered how my thought life needs deliverance from shallow thinking. Your thought needs deliverance. That kind of deliverance, they don't do it. Deliverance comes so. They just tell you generational deliverance, only generational cause deliverance. Olamide Adelaja, your teachings are tools for revival, Dr. Adelaja. Paul David, Pastor, I love you. Being deep is the only way to be, and thank you for being an example for those of us that people are accused of doing too much. Steve Osarity, Pastor, thanks so much for this teaching. Please, sir, how do you read a book at once and get everything in that book? Well, I read because I read slowly. I read slowly, and when I read, I think. There are two ways I read. Sometimes I read, there are some books I just read fast because I need to get some things from it. But when I really want to read it, I read very slowly, and I really, not just to get over it, I want to get what is inside, not just to finish reading the book. And when I'm reading, I'm thinking and asking myself questions. Anastasia say, Pastor, we appreciate you so much. Please continue mentoring us deeply, even if it's going to hurt us deeply as well. We want to come out of as pure gold, okay? Pastor Israel Olukayode, thank you, sir. Olamide, your teachings are long overdue, needed. Solange, Pastor, you are amazing. You give us food and try to chew it for us too. You go deep into details. Mofelola, Pastor, you are giving us strong meat. I really enjoy it. God bless you. Oriyomi, Pastor, we know that truth will hurt, but we need to know truth no matter what. Gladys Nwosu, thank you, sir. I need this topic more than anybody here. My pen and paper are ready. Thank you, sir. Olayinka Abraham, thank you, sir. You are ready for this we are ready for this type of trouble. This teaching is the foundation of a successful living. Bukola Denuga, I'm having a headache already. Don't know what is happening in my brain. Pastor, we appreciate you. Keep up the good work. Shigo, I'm seriously freeing myself from here to come and pitch my tent with you in Ukraine. Now only one thing remains. Molly, amazing topic, sir. Thank you so much. Sharon Knight, this is going to be an extremely painful week. Oh, now you are talking, because it will reveal how shallow I am. It's going to be an extremely painful week. It will reveal how shallow I am and why I have not been able to maximize my potential. I am not looking forward to it like I don't look forward to a doctor's appointment, but I know I need it to leave, so I will be here to keep learning. That is very truthful. Sharon Knight, Davida, Pastor Sunday, we will need to be awarded our PhD on all these topics when we are done. A PhD combined honors in life. Yes. Deborah Cole, Facebook has made it easy to access Pastor Sunday easily. Thanks to the visionary, to the visionary, and big up to Pastor, who is a great teacher and mentor, who wants to die empty like his friend Pastor Dr. Miles Monroe of blessed memory. Yep. Oladele Ajala, really enjoying the book Money Will Make You Rich, sir. Jide Craig, this week, that serious injection we go get to brace yourself up, people. Vivian Taylor, Thanks for the cure of the word that is setting us free. I have a lot of changes to make. Nikki Christian, yes, sir, that was a lecturer. Yeah. Princess Adetola, 2017 will be a very great year for me with this kind of teaching. Thank you, Pastor Sunday. Kate Imodeme, we shall know the truth and the truth shall set us free. Thank you, sir. Please don't stop teaching us. God bless you. Danetta Senga, in many churches, they always shout Holy Ghost fire. On Dr. Adelaja's platform, I'm shouting knowledge fire, wisdom fire, Holy Ghost fire. Shout some brown. May God bless you. You are a world changer and a blessing to this world. Oni Hale, it won't be easy, but I'm ready to grow. Angela Carrier, Pastor Sunday, you are a gift from God. Thank you for your wisdom teaching. I have been listening to all your teachings recently, and last night I was listening to the teaching on how to know your calling, and it really helped me. I wish I came across this long time ago. Yeah, you know, all those teachings that have been done, the recordings, don't just come for the live program, but listen to those recordings. There are a lot of things out there for you to learn and to go over. Believe me. Rianne Rose says, shout out, please. Poor David, Nigerians need to be delivered from our demented ways. We devalue ourselves so much that we would rather buy second-hand than pay for the real deal. Most times we pay for a horse product to imitate and function like the original. Deception is effortless to us. We need to stop being shallow. Period. Ike Namani, God bless you and your family. Molly, this week is a deliverance service. Gift Amos, this is spiritual PhD. I need it, not for babes. Solange, Pastor, do you have teachings on how to read, study effectively without cramming? Well, no, I don't have the book yet. You're going to learn a lot of that this week. Gladys Uwosu, my husband asked, where did you get your energy from? Teaching twice a day, 7 days a week. People are no more asking that question, or it means your husband is new on the platform. People who have been on the platform, they no longer ask the question. They already understand that Pastor Sunday is having the energy. Nikki Christian says, my father was among the writers of the books Macmillan textbooks used in those days in Nigeria. Evangelist Austin, your words have restructured my teachings in the ministry. Can you imagine when people are wisdom, when I'm sure I'm even shallow-minded, where people are really in need of real word like this. Shigon Wafo, I wish I met you when I was 14. TY, my mentor, I have been going back to your messages. Problem is as soon as I watch a new one, I run crazy, stop everything I'm doing and try to apply immediately. And growing so fast, so much, even I don't recognize myself anymore. Jane Musaka, God bless you, Dr. Adelaja, for your inspiring teachings. 2017 is a great year for me. I have made so many changes in my life since I started listening to your teachings recently. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. Nke Iruka, Pastor, I appreciate you. Thank you. Olayinka Bello. Right now, my heart is very heavy. Guess spiritual surgical operation is going on beyond medical operation. That takes place in the hospital, and it is good for my destiny. God bless you, sir. Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Make sure you are here all this week. Olayinka Bello, just make sure you are here all this week, 2 times a day, both in the morning and in the evening. I'll be back in the evening with the advantages of analytical thinking. Then tomorrow, We'll start with the laws of analytical thinking, the laws of thinking. All right, Deborah is saying regards to all the crew, to everybody. Okay, God bless you. Thank you, Lala Sharon. Bye. All right, have a wonderful day. Make sure you go and share the link. If you have not yet shared the link, please go share the link, go share the message. We'll be happy to see you tonight. Let's go share the link, please. Thank you. Bye. Neki Okoro, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome. Eric Osadolo, welcome. Fumi Jeboda, nice to see you. My Omoiles, Bola Luro, Ngoya Sharis, nice to see you too. Anne-Marie, welcome. Stella Nuhu, Shigo, nice to see you. Doris Nkiru, welcome. Anastasia is here. Welcome. Nkiru Jimadu, Shinwe Ananaba, nice to see you. Adeleke Adeniyi, welcome everyone. ID Nobu, Shola Lamoda, Lamodi, sorry. Olukayode is here. Nkiru Jimadu. Efrain Soto, welcome. Ernest Ebong, welcome Ernest, Pastor Ernest. Theophilus, welcome. Edwin Amime. Rufaro Ruth, welcome. Steve Osarity, welcome. Bidemi, nice to see you. Monica, welcome. Ngoya Sharis, again, blessings. She Sandra, nice to see you. Ezinwa, thank you. MJ, blessings. Okay, I think we are ready. We are going to be talking, the topic of today, of course, like you are already aware, we are continuing to talk about analytical thinking. But today I'm going to be talking about the benefits of analytical thinking. So, benefits of analytical thinking. Why do you need to acquire the skill of thinking? Why do you need it? Why do you need it to acquire the art of thinking? So why do we all need to learn the art of thinking? Why do you need to think? Why do you need to learn to think? I'm going to do because this our teaching is with current affairs, all right? So because of the current affairs segment of it, I want to be analyzing and giving you examples and analyzing life situations, how people don't think and how bad and how terrible it has become that we don't think. And especially in church, a lot of people do things in church, even religion has made us, in a lot of sense, to lose our senses, that we don't think. There was a time I was doing a live program here, and there is this famous Nigerian musician that came to, that was online that day. I think his name was Mike Aremu or something. So I made a statement that day that people have, that lack of thinking abilities has really destroyed a lot of things. By the way, let's go and share this. Let's go and share the link. Let's go and share the link, and let's go and share in all our groups as well. So History Makers, Dr. Sonda Dilaja Live, and everywhere. Let's go and share it. And our messenger, let's go and share the link so that people will know we are on already. So anyway, I made a statement in that message that we have not been taught to think in churches, that we've been taught to be religious but not to think. And that a lot of people, even in churches, they have turned music, that that the church is propagating more emotions and feelings and emotional expression more than the art of thinking. And that we need to be taught to think analytically, that we need to be taught the art of thinking analytically, analytical thinking, critical thinking, strategic thinking, all those kind of thinking, that we need to introduce them in our churches. We need to begin to teach people to think. But that instead of that, that we have overemphasized music. And that, if you go to churches, people won't just want to let you dance and, just be emotional and sensual. So the church has promoted sensuality rather than, thinking ability. And I was saying that, the church is actually making us not to think in some instances. And I want to show you an example of that today. I want to show you an example of when church has made people not to think. Even though people have scriptures and biblical reasons for this kind of behaviors, but okay, I'm going to ask you a question after you see what you see now. Okay, see music in church, see dancing. Okay, this is praise and worship in church. Sorry. You tell me your thoughts about this. So that is dancing. That is dancing in church. All right. So that is called praise and worship. Okay. This is called praise and worship. Just for you to know how much we have become senseless. All right. We call a lot of things that God. We don't even know that we have forgotten that God doesn't ever have anything to do with a lot of things that people do in churches these days. Church does not have anything to do. Look at another one here. Look at another one in church here. People are gyrating in church and saying this is church, right? People are just enjoying themselves. So we have allowed things to happen in church that we think that, and we tolerate them, and we think that this is normal. This is how church is supposed to be. People are dancing, and they even tell you, lose your mind, go and dance like David dance. Like David dance, that is the way to dance. So we use David, the excuse of David, to make people to do rubbish in churches. To just be doing all kind of crazy stuff. You tell me, what are these people doing? Are they dancing to the Lord? where is God in this one? Or it's just about flesh? It's just about self? Everything is just about self. This one doesn't tell me anything about God, because people have been encouraged to use emotions rather than to use feelings rather than common sense. People don't have thinking habits. People are no more thinking. People are no more using their logics. People are no more. If it is a party, I understand. But when you call it church, and you say it's church, and you are just doing all kind of, all kind of movement. This is like discotheque. Even in discotheque, some people don't do as much. And I heard right now that people, even pastors, tell people in church to dance like they dance in discotheque, to dance like in the disco, because they have to do it like David, and that if you are dancing in the discotheque like that, you must be able to dance more for God in the church. So people are doing all kind of things, in church in the name of God. So what I'm trying to tell you is that when we lose our thinking faculties, we are easily turned to animals, and we don't even remember it, we don't even realize it, we don't even think about it. People think that is normal, that it is anointing. But the reason I'm showing you this is because just for you to know that what we do in churches. Don't let people turn you into stupid animals. Don't let people make you lose your common sense just because they said it's a church. All right? And I've seen worse things than this in churches, in charismatic church, in churches where people are saying, some of the progressive churches, so-called progressive churches. Now, and I'm sure that some of you go to those kind of churches. I'm sure that some of you go to this kind of church, and some of you even get involved in these kind of things. Now, I don't say we don't dance in church. Come and see our church. We dance in our church widely too. But when you dance in the church, God must be your focus, and God must remain your focus. We dance in our church. You will not even believe they are white people when you come to our church. People dance, people rejoice, but it's not about just having fun. It's not about just you. Some of these things, the reason I'm showing it is because the dancing here is paying attention to the people. He's saying, look at me, this is how I am, look at the moves I have, look at it's about me. It doesn't have anything to do with God at all. So this is an example of how lack of critical thinking and lack of analytical thinking, this is where it could take people. It could take someone. So I don't know what you people, I think since it's a summit that we're having, I think it would be good to hear a feedback from you. Now that's because I think should be show internet slababa should be ni veklu shilo igrai non mana no moja padaje ni nada drogatic should be nani par palomali. So I think I need to hear your opinion about this. What do you think? The act of thinking, critical thinking, analytical thinking. Do you think what I'm saying, the point I'm making, has something to do with thinking in the first place? Do you see anything overly excessive in practices in churches, and you get involved in it because everybody is doing it? So I want to hear what you people think about it. You want to say anything? Yeah, let's hear Mayowa here. Oh, you need to move this. Yeah. Yes, hello Mayowa from London.
Hello.
Yes. What will you say about the topic we're addressing right now?
Well, in terms of dancing, I actually...
Speak louder a little bit.
In terms of dancing, I haven't thought of it as...
many people don't think about it. It's because you people don't think about it that I'm raising it. Because most of you people have thought it to be normal.
Yes. And even if you're not dancing and moving erratically like this, in church sometimes they will tell you that dance, dance for God and, dance for God and show your gratitude, you're alive. And even when they're quiet, when they are doing the praise and worship, they'll tell you, they'll even mention your name. Sister Mayowa, dance, move your body and,
Is that so?
Yes, they do. So
are you dancing to them?
Yeah, they just kind of like point you out and say dance and do your thing, dance for Jesus. You dance outside in the club. Is that how you do in the club? So, this is in the house of God. Show show God your gratitude. So I really didn't see anything wrong in it until now that you're mentioning it. And although the videos that you showed are a bit excessive, but I'm sure that it happens in a lot of churches more than we can ever kind of like anticipate. So yes, I see it a lot, and it's the norm. It's not even about thinking. It's about don't think, just do it for Jesus, do it for God. That's what I hear all the time. Dance like David danced,
Yeah, you could dance like David danced, but David's focus was God. The lesson in dancing like David was that David was so caught up in God, and his focus was so much in God that he didn't pay attention to people and to the people ridiculing him. He was rejoicing in God. He was caught up in God. But these things that these people are doing, I think they are caught up in self. And if you are even stop pointing to other people that you are not dancing, you are not, it means that you are not caught up in God yourself. It means that you are caught up in each other. You are caught up in people. So David's dance is totally different. So what I'm saying is, if you really want to dance like David dance, start it in your own room, in your own house. Your dancing should not be to impress other people. So the analytical thinking part of this is that dancing should be about you and God. It's part of personal relationship with God. It shouldn't be something about you making a show. It should be something about you trying to impress anybody. And it shouldn't be something about other people. It's supposed to be something about your relationship with God. But that is exactly what people are not thinking about. You want to say anything about that?
Yes. That includes me, actually. I haven't thought about it. And sometimes I actually feel guilty when I'm not dancing in a crazy way and I'm just moving. So because everyone else is dancing and moving their body and being energetic for God. Even our pastor dances and, move and jump around and
Yeah, anybody can do that. But you can dance in a crazy way, but let God be the focus. Let you and God be the focus. I dance too, like in a crazy way. But it's between me and God. God is my focus at that particular time. My thoughts and my mind is on God. Not on, just the atmosphere or the environment or what other people are doing.
Yeah, I guess in terms of distinguishing which one is, focus on God and which one is just dancing to impress people, it's kind of left to the individual. So in this case, I can clearly see that everybody is doing their dance style and, dancing to impress each other. But sometimes in church, maybe some people are carried away and like saying that it's the Holy Spirit.
Because the fact that you people never think about it, it's already says that problem exists.
Yes.
If you never think about it, it means you're innate. The reason you never think about it is because you don't even think your dancing is supposed to be for God in the first place. We say it's for God, but we are not focused on God. And if you never thought about it, am I doing this for God or for people to see or for applause or things like that? It means that we never even think this has to do with God. This is just what we do in church. And these are the things that we need to, to restore, to heal, to restore, to correct in the church. And this again is because of lack of analytical thinking. People have rejected their thinking faculties. And these are some of the things that we need to fix. Do you people get what we are talking about, everybody? Are you in sync with what we're saying? Matthew 15:16, Jesus said, and Jesus said, are you also yet without understanding? Jesus is always particular about understanding. Jesus is saying, are you without understanding? Are you without understanding? God wants us to be people of understanding. God wants us to be people of thoughts, or people who think. Homo sapiens. Not just people who do things as emotions. Not just people who do things in response to stimulus or stimuli. We should not just be living our lives based on stimulations. We should not just be doing things because that's what everybody do. You know, I see a lot of things that even when people are dancing in praise and worship, some people don't even put their thinking faculty into it. They just say, oh, that no, praise and worship time, so everybody is doing some move and everything. It's just like animalistic living. That's why a lot of people will not come to God. People who are high top, high class, people who are thinking people, they will not come to those kind of churches, because they are seeing this and they are thinking, you know, you people are not serious. You people are just a joke. A lot of people will think that church is a joke if we refuse to think. So even when you are praising God and things like that, you should make sure that your focus is on Him. That is the center of your attention. And He is the one you are doing this thing for. And that's why Jesus said, are you also without understanding? So the reason I raised this topic, this particular one, is because a lot of things that you people, wherever you people are coming from and the churches that you are coming from, you are so used to doing things certain way that, you know, even though you are now following Pastor Sunday, but sometimes you are listening to Pastor Sunday just to add up to what you're already doing. But in the real sense, you know, some of the things that I'm teaching you to do is to think for yourself, is to be able to use your mind. Don't just do things because, you know, because it's tradition. Don't just do things because that's what somebody say you should do. Think how logical this is. And being a believer does not mean to suspend the use of your mind. Don't be in the category and in the group of people that come to God and cease thinking and stop thinking. Don't stop thinking because you are a believer. As a believer, the Bible says that God has given us the spirit, the mind of Christ. And if you have the mind of Christ, that mind must work. That mind is not for decoration. That mind is not for you to put it in the garage before you enter the church. That mind is not for you to pack it out in your underground and refuse to use it. So even in church, you must use your mind. Don't just follow people. Don't just follow leaders. Don't just follow pastors. Don't just follow the crowd. People who follow the crowd are called gray masses or biomasses. You know, don't just be a gray mass. Be an individual. Be a personality for yourself and by yourself. And the thing that will make you to be a personality is by you being present at all time, being in the here, in the now, and thinking, putting your thinking faculty on, being conscious of everything you do. So Jesus, this kind of attitude alarms the Lord Jesus Christ himself. This kind of attitude irritated Jesus in his time, and Jesus challenged his disciples and said, my God, how long have I been with you, and you are yet without understanding? Do you want to tell me that you are still yet without understanding? That is why that particular phrase that Jesus was talking about, that's what I want to build my teaching on today. And you know, in other places he say, everywhere, in many places, Jesus kept on saying, he that has ear, let him hear. He that has ear, let him hear. He's always using that phrase, he that has ear. He's not talking about the fact that people don't have physical ear, but do you have a hearing ear? Do you have a hearing ear that you really hear? And that means that that's talking about understanding. That's the ability not just to have physical ear, but to be able to process the information you are hearing. That is the ability to be able to analyze the information that is coming to you. So analytical thinking, critical thinking is what will help you to be human, to be truly human. And when we are talking about praise and worship, like I just showed today, the focus should be God. Everything is supposed to be about God. You know, like I said the last time, what Hitler said. You remember what I said that Hitler said? That what a joy it is for rulers that people don't think. What a joy it is for rulers that people don't think. What a joy it is for church rulers today as well. What a joy it is for church leaders that people don't think, that members don't think. It could be said the same way. You know, what Hitler said, you know, Hitler is the most wicked person that ever lived. Hitler is the most, you know, is the baddest, you could say, person that ever lived. He exploited the fact that people would not think. And this is his secret. His secret is the fact that people don't analyze, people don't think. So until you begin to think, you are not truly human yet. You are not totally human. You are just biomasses. You are just, you know, biological masses. You are just gray masses. And people can just manipulate you, especially people who are called leaders. That's why leaders make people follow them to do some crazy things. And then you'll be wondering, how is it that this is possible? Well, it is possible for one single reason, because people don't think. So what are the advantages of thinking? What are the benefits of, you know, being in the here and now, putting your thinking faculty into operation? According to Henry Ford, you know, the American industrialist, Henry Ford, the man that, you know, made the whole world to begin to dream of having a car one day. Henry Ford said, thinking is probably the hardest work there is, which is the probable reason why so few engage in it. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is the reason why which is the probable reason why so few people engage in it. That thinking is an occupation, that is a work, that is even the hardest work. That's why you see that 99% of people would prefer not to think, but just to follow the mass psychosis. So I don't want you to be in that mass psychosis. I don't want you to be in that category of people that are just living by emotions and by instincts. But I want you to be in the group of people that put their thinking faculty on. So what are the advantages that are there for you when you begin to think? What are the benefits of thinking? What are the advantages? First of all, thinking allows you to resolve problems. Thinking allows you to challenge and confront any problem and resolve them successfully. According to Albert Einstein, you all know Albert Einstein. Look, I see that you people are so focused at commenting at each other. You people are not listening to me. You are just commenting, writing, commenting on what this one said this one said that. You people should be focused at listening to me. Otherwise, I will remove all the comments. You will not be able to write comments again. You should listen here rather than writing comments to each other. Don't be distracted. That is also one of the reasons, one of the things we are doing. You are distracted when you keep on writing comment to each other's comments. That is lack of focus. You are not learning that way. You are just engaging yourself. You are just, again, that is what is called, again, living by stimulation. So when you are busy writing to each other's comment, you are being stimulated. You are allowing yourself to be distracted through stimulation. What is stimulation? Somebody does something that affects you so that you will react. You are only reacting by a touch. You are reacting to what you see. You are reacting to everything. You are like an animal, like the dogs, dogs, you see something, they run after it everywhere. Don't be like that. Be in charge of your life. Be in charge of your mind. Be in charge of yourself. If you are here to listen, control yourself so that you don't begin to react and comment at everybody's what everybody is doing. That's why you will think you listen to Pastor Sunday, but you will not take anything out and you will not change. You will not be changing if you are not listening. So, Albert Einstein says, we cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking that it was created. You cannot solve a problem with the same level of thinking on which it was created. That means that if you were on this level of thinking today, let's say on this level of thinking today, when you have your problem. So as long as you are here on this level and the problem came, you are here and the problem came on that same level, because the problem is on you, you will never be able to get out of it because you are under that problem. So as long as you remain on that level of thinking, it's all about thinking. As long as you remain on that same level of thinking where the problem came to meet you, you will never be able to resolve the problem. So what do you need to do to be able to come out of the problem and to be able to resolve any problem you have? You must be able to get yourself out of that level, at that stage, that level of thinking that you are having right now. Be able to remove yourself and go all higher. So you must improve your thinking faculty. You must be able to increase your self-education. You must be able to increase your knowledge. You must be able to get some more wisdom, more understanding. So when you get more wisdom and you come up here, you are higher than the problem now. Now this is the problem. So you are now here and you are able to subdue the problem. But when you are here on the same level and you are trying to resolve your problem from that same level where you are, you know, you are just eating against the wall and you are eating against the ceiling. You will not be able to resolve your problem. So these are advantages of, I'm going to talk to you fully. This is nothing. I have a whole list of points that I'm going to give you about the advantages of thinking. You have to develop your thinking art and thinking capacity so much that it becomes your second nature. For example, when I first of all read the comment that was made by Henry Ford, that thinking is the hardest work and that's why few people engage in it, I was so surprised, because I was saying thinking, I thought this thinking is the easiest thing to do. For me, it was the easiest thing to do. For me, you know, because from the age of 16 or 17, no, let's say, yeah, from the age of 16, I have engaged my mind, myself in the art of thinking. I've dedicated myself to being here and now and to live consciously. And when you are a person that lives in active consciousness, when you live a conscious life, when you live consciously, you discover that it's not difficult to think. Thinking becomes your second nature. So we are supposed to develop the thinking ability in ourselves so that thinking will become our second nature. And that's why Jesus was alarmed. Jesus was somebody who had the act of thinking in order. Thinking was normal for him. He was good at constructive thinking, analytical thinking. He was good at thinking. And that's why he was always, you know, irritated by his followers. And he was always challenging them about them not thinking enough and about them not having understanding. And that's why I'm teaching this topic, because Jesus was particular about it. Everywhere in the Bible, he kept on saying, do you have here? You do, verily, verily, I say to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you. Verily, verily, I say. That is telling us the importance that he attaches to listening and to hearing and to thinking. And all the time he's always talking about understanding, understanding, understanding. So, no, number two, I don't know what number. That number two or number three. The next point, what the next advantage or the next benefit of thinking is the ability to think helps you to be independent, to be your own person. Because for you to even begin to think, if you take a book and you want to begin to read the book and analyze it, you can only do thinking by yourself. You can only do the act of thinking and develop the art of thinking on your own. Nobody can help you to think. Nobody can help you to develop. They could teach you to think, but the whole process of thinking, you've got to develop it yourself. So anybody that is skilled or that is, good at thinking, or anybody that develops his own thinking ability and his thinking art, anyone that is really engaged in thinking and developing the skill, that person becomes sooner or later a more independent person, independent of public opinions, independent of what other people think, because he wants to come to his own conclusion. And he's only accepting other people's opinions or other people's conclusions because he agrees with them. So thinking makes you to be your own person. Thinking makes you to own your own life. Unfortunately, too many people are alive today that don't own their own lives. They don't belong to themselves. They are not the owner of their lives. The owner of their lives is their parents, their school authority. The owner of their lives could be their teacher. The owner of their life could be their pop star or their pastor or their church, their denomination. The owner of their lives could be, whatever is in the vogue. But they are not the owner of their lives. But thinking, analytical thinking, deep thinking helps you, the art of thinking helps you to become the owner of your own life. Helps you to become the owner of your own life. The next thing that thinking does for you. Thinking helps you to become more goal-oriented. Thinking will help you to become more goal-oriented. To a thinking person, because for you to even begin to think, you must be goal-oriented. That means it is sharpening you. Take one of Pastor Sunday's books or any book and begin to think on them and read them and think on them. They focus you, a book and, thinking material, they focus your attention at a particular destination, at a particular goal. So to develop thinking habits, to develop the art of thinking is to actually be developing your wholeness, your wholesomeness, your whole personality. When you begin to think, when you have the ability to think like that, you discover that you change. Thinking changes you. The ability to think will change your personality. It will turn you to a more goal-oriented person. So because when you intentionally go and study and think, by the time in real life, you are no more swayed up and down. You are no more tossed up and down, because you are used to focusing in your studies. You are used to focusing in your inner man. You are used to developing yourself, to be focused at developing yourself. You are used to be focused at thinking. So that focus in thinking on thinking makes you to become a better person in life. So in real life, the same focus that you got to think, that ability becomes the focus you have for life. That gives you the ability to be able to focus at the right thing in life. So focus makes you to be a more goal-oriented person. The next thing that focus does for you, the next thing that thinking does for you, the next thing that the art of thinking does for you is that thinking helps you to develop your focus. Thinking will help you to develop your focus. The art of thinking will make you to be better focused. You become a better focused person. Because for you to think, you've got to concentrate. For you to have something to think about, to read. When you are reading, for you to even get what you are reading, you need to be able to focus. So when you develop the ability to think and to really think and be analytical, you discover that itself is developing in you a skill. And the skill is developing in you is the skill to be able to concentrate. So thinking, developing your thinking ability and the art of thinking helps you to be a more focused person. It helps you to be a more focused person. It helps you to be a person of concentration. You are able to concentrate better. You are able to concentrate better. Next thing that you gain through the art of thinking is self-control. Because as a man thinks, so he is. If you are able to get your thinking in order, you are able to control yourself. So the art of thinking helps you with self-control. When you are able to think, then you are less dependent on emotions. And when you are able to think, you are less dependent on feelings. And when you are able to think, you are able to hold back your feelings, you are able to hold back your emotions, and you are able to, control yourself better. So the art of thinking helps you to become a better person at self-control. You'll be able to control yourself better. And subsequently, the next point, when you are able to think, when you are a thinking person, when you develop your thinking skills, you will not just be able to control yourself better, but you become a more disciplined person. Just take one decision, the decision to think, to develop your thinking ability. You will see how much that will help you in different other areas of your life, various other areas of your life. It will help you not just in controlling yourself, it will help you to become a more disciplined person. It will help you to become a more disciplined person. Because like for example, let's compare a thinking person to someone that is emotional. When anything happens, an emotional person just reacts by emotion. It thinks, it gets angry. But when you are a thinking person, you don't want to react like that anymore. You want to think before you say something. So it helps you with your self-control. It helps you with your discipline. It helps you with your focus. It helps you with your clarity. That's another point. It brings clarity to you. You see the world in clear colors, not just in black and white. You are able to differentiate things that are happening and why they're happening. You're able to find reasons for things that are happening around you. Another thing that analytical thinking will give you is that analytical thinking will help you to become a more truthful person. A more truthful person to yourself. Because when you are thinking, when you are reading and you are thinking allows you to see in more clear terms where you are. It's because people don't think that they don't even see their pluses and their minuses. They don't have time to think. They don't analyze themselves. But when you think and analyze yourself, you'll be able to see your strong points, your weak points. You'll be able to see where you are. So thinking helps you to discover yourself. Thinking helps you to see yourself clearly. You will not live in deception that you are who you are not. You will not be thinking. There are a lot of people who are just living in illusions about themselves. They think they are so smart when they don't know anything. Many of you even tell me that. Many of you who have been listening to me, you tell me that before you began to listen to me, you thought you knew something, or that you were already up there somewhere. And that it was when you began to listen to me, then you discovered that my, I don't know as much as I thought I know. So because you are living in delusion, thinking that you are something, or you are somebody when you are really not. So, but when you think deeply, and when you seek knowledge and think deep, it's easier for you to see where you are. So thinking helps you to face the facts. Thinking helps you to face reality. For a thinking person, it's easier for them to face reality than to live in deception and in some, in whatever cooked up stories about themselves and about reality and about life. Also, another thing that thinking will do for you, that thinking helps you to be more objective. Thinking helps you to be more objective. Why does thinking help you to become more objective? Because you base your decision on facts. You base your decisions on discovered truth, on facts, on the truth, on information. But people who don't base their information on facts, on discovered truths. People who don't think base their information on emotions, Can you believe it? When I was, each time I write articles, if you see the way Nigerians, it just helps you to discover that our people don't think. If you see the way Nigerians write and they comment on my articles, you just see that people don't think. People just use emotions. And that's why people like Hitler will take advantage of people like that. Like, for example, I just released a video interview where I say why I don't blame Buhari for the current economic recession. Oh, there was no single positive or neutral comment. All the comments were just abusing me, calling me names and things. Because I was giving facts. And the people who are cursing me and calling me names, no argument. The only argument they have is that because you are not living in Nigeria, or the prices are increasing, or Naira has become this and that. That is the only argument they have. Why I am bad. But I wrote like maybe 10 pages, or it was video. I spoke so many facts. I gave so many facts and arguments. Why Buhari is not to blame for it. They were not even listening to what I said. Emotions. So that is why people like Hitler will rejoice, because they could be easily manipulated. Just like when I came to you the other time and somebody said, was asking me, what do you think about what Bishop Oyedepo said about the South Kaduna killing? And I said, no, Bishop Oyedepo was not saying anything about South Kaduna thinking. That was not about South Kaduna thinking. What he said was before. But people who just manipulate you. People know that masses don't think. That majority of people are just biomasses. So they went and put a 2-year-old video and put it and said it was 2 weeks old. And people will not even analyze it and realize the truth. Just like the other situation I spoke to you about last week, about that Apostle Suleiman. You see, he has kept quiet now. He cannot talk like that again after going to visit the police, DSS, and somebody said, thank God they released him. He has kept he's now behaving himself. That was why it was right for him to have been persecuted. That is why prosecuted, not persecuted, but prosecuted. That is why it was right for the government to have called him to order, so that he will stop speaking anyhow. They will know that there is government, there is order in the land. Now he has kept quiet. That is why law and order is necessary. So the ability to think is one of the greatest things Jesus brought to us. If you want, go and study places where how many times Jesus has spoken things like this. Verily, verily, I speak unto you. Verily, verily, I say unto you. What is he trying to say? He's trying to make us to think, to pay attention, to get things that he's talking about. He wants us to be deep thinkers. How many times did Jesus say, he that has ear, let him hear. He that has ear, let him hear. So that we will think. He's not talking about physical ear. He's talking about thinking faculties. He wants us to be Homo sapiens. He wants us to be thinking people. So, because if we don't think, other people will take advantage of you. If you don't think, you will just fall under mass deception. And people will take advantage of you and use you like Hitler, like Stalin, use a whole, millions of people. What a joy for rulers, that masses, that people don't think. What a joy today for churches, for church leaders, for pastors, that members don't think. In fact, there are some churches and there are some ministers that intentionally discourage their churches from thinking. They intentionally discourage their congregations from thinking. So they tell you, in fact, there are books, there are so many books that are out there that tell you that if you want to think or ask any question at all, that you are rebellious, that you are a rebel or something. So there is a whole system of captivity. It's a whole system of enslavery. And some of us have allowed the system, religion, to enslave us. Some of us have allowed, religion and bigotry, to enslave us, to deceive us, to captivate our mind, and we have even mortgaged our minds to this mediocrity. That's why anything that you want to do, anything that people are doing around you, don't just be a biomasses that is just following everybody's leading. Don't just be a biomasses that is just following and doing everything everybody else is doing around you. Even up to praying and dancing in the church. Even praying in church. Sometimes it's just an act in futility. A lot of prayers are just a waste of time and an insult on human intelligence. And especially some of the miracles that people are parading in churches. Don't just go there in churches and begin to applaud every kind of miracle or any kind of sensationalism. So don't let sensationalism take a hold of your common sense. Don't let, all those shouting, amen, all those things, don't let them take control of your mind. I am sure you all listen to the message that was, that somebody is spreading on Facebook, right? I'm sure you all listen to this.
A new Christianity, a new way of life. Our pulpits.
Wait. I'm sure you all listen to this, right? This was an article that I wrote. The article is called Towards a New Nigeria. A small article. And this article was taken by...
You can never get something out of nothing.
This article was taken by someone and he put it, recorded something on it, which was good. So there I was talking about the shout of amen and everything. You heard of it. Okay. I will not play it again. By the way, we need to do more of those. If you know anybody who has a good voice and a good accent, I have many articles like that we could record those things in and put the video clips and, the photographs. So if anybody is interested in doing that, especially if the African voice, African accent, let's do many more of these things. Let's do many more of this so that we will open the eyes of people. Anyway, let me continue. What are the other advantages of analytical thinking? Analytical thinking also helps you to work on yourself. Because a lot of people who don't think, we like to analyze other people. We analyze other people most of the time. We condemn other people. We judge other people. We are abusing and accusing other people of different things. But when you are an analytical person, thinking person, you start by analyzing your own actions, your own life, your own thought process. So an analytically thinking person or a thinking person thinks about his own actions, he thinks about his own reactions, he thinks about his own thought process, he thinks about his own words that he speaks. He thinks about his own emotions and how he's able to put them under control and subjection. He thinks about, he develops the skill to look at himself from beside. Because he's thinking all the time, he's been able to develop his thinking ability so that he will be able to separate himself from his emotion, separate himself from his thinking, separate himself from what the environment is doing, and be able to judge as a neutral person. When you are a thinking person, you always have the ability to stand like beside, like aloof, to stand aloof of your own self. Stand aloof of your own feelings. Stand aloof of your own emotions. Stand aloof of your own bias. And be able to ask yourself some, critical questions that will enable you to take the right decision. So analytical person, therefore, is able to improve himself, improve his own behavior, his own attitude, his own response to life, because he has developed the ability of not, identifying himself with everything going on, of not assuming that everything that comes to his mind is him, or not assuming that everything that happens, that's his own. But he has developed the skill of separating himself from whatever he's feeling, so that he will be able to make, sound judgment, a thinking decision. So analytical thinking person is always trying to, take an informed decision. And the way for you to take an informed decision is always to separate yourself from, the chaos of what's going on around you, or even what's going on inside yourself, or inside your own emotion. So he's able to, and this is another point, I don't know what number now. An analytical thinking person is always more tolerant. A thinking person is more tolerant, because you know that apart from your own particular point of view, that there are other points of view that you need to consider. So it makes you to be more tolerant. An analytical person or a thinking person is more patient, and he has more endurance to the opinion of others. It gives other people the second chance. A thinking person gives other people the benefit of the doubt. But someone that doesn't think, someone that is more emotional, someone that is more biomasses, instinctive person, he would have reacted by emotions or in emotions before he even realized what happened in the real sense. But when you are a thinking person, you always analyze situation around you, then analyze yourself as well. And because you know that you have to, and see, if you are a thinking person, you know that you don't just depend on your own opinion. You have to hear the opinion of 2, 3, 4, 5 sources. You need sources to be able to compare your own opinion to other things that you are hearing. But people who don't think, they don't even compare their own opinion with the other sources. They don't look for sources of their opinion, and they don't look for other sources to compare their opinion with. They just think that whatever they are thinking is right. Since it's me thinking, then it's whatever I'm thinking is right. Or since I've been told this, or I've been taught this, it means that whatever I've been taught or told is right. They are not challenging themselves to go and study and look for, the source of other information that will confirm what they are thinking, or that will challenge their thinking. A thinking person wants to challenge himself. He wants to challenge his thinking. He wants to challenge what he has always believed, to really make sure that it is the truth. Analytical person, even when he discovers that the other person is not right, focuses more on talking the facts. He focuses more on talking about facts. He focuses more on talking about truth. He focuses more on the facts and the truth, rather than on a personality. So an analytical person is not particular about who did this or what did the person say, but it is more particular, is the thing right or not? Is it the truth or not? So a thinking person is more concerned about what is going on, about the facts of the matter, rather than how he feels or how somebody feels, or thinking about individuals. For example, when I was talking about, the situation with Suleiman, I'm not particular about him. Like I said, it's my friend. It's not about him. I'm just talking about the thing that is happening. I'm talking about the fact, the precedence that is happening in the country that we should not allow to happen. But some people don't even want to think about the reality of what has happened, that this is wrong. They just want to think about the fact that, since it's my pastor, we don't talk. You don't touch my anointed. It's not about touching anointed. It's about, is this thing right or is not right? Is this thing healthy or is not healthy? Is this thing good for the country or is bad for the country? Is this thing good for the generality of our society or is bad for us? So it's not about who said it. It's not about is my pastor or is not my pastor. It's about the truth. So a thinking person is more concerned about the truth, because the truth is God's opinion about situation. The truth is what things were supposed to be, the original intent, the original order of things. That's the truth. And that's what the person who is thinking wants to get to. A thinking person wants to get to the origin, the source of whatever information that is. So he wants to get to the truth. The truth is how the thing was supposed to function, what it was supposed to be meant for, what is God's original intent for it, what's God's original understanding about it. So that's what we want to get to. So we don't want to get about is it my church or is it my pastor. It's not about individuals. It's about the truth. So a thinking person is not afraid of offending anybody because he's standing on the side of the truth. A thinking person is more committed to the truth than is committed to individuals. He's more committed to the truth, and the truth, one person on the side of the truth is a majority. One person on the side of the truth will always win. Even if you are one alone, but you are on the side of the truth, you always win the war. There is no fight, there is no war that could destroy the war of, the opposition to truth. Truth can never be intimidated, and truth can never be fought to submission. Truth will always come back to win. So a thinking person is always thinking about getting to the source of truth, and is always more particular about living and getting and being on the side of truth. But in our culture today, people are more concerned about public opinion. The reason you are concerned about public opinion or what people will think about you, or offending somebody or not offending people, is because you don't have the truth. Or you have the truth, but the truth doesn't mean anything to you. Or the truth doesn't support you. You don't have your reliance. You don't put your faith in the truth. The truth is not your ultimate authority. Your ultimate authority is what you think. Your ultimate authority is your feeling. Your ultimate authority is your mood. Your ultimate authority is if this thing it will hurt you or not. Your ultimate authority is if this thing will be painful to you at the end of the day or not. Your ultimate authority is yourself. Your ultimate authority is your feeling. Your ultimate authority is about you feeling good. It's not about if the thing is correct or not. So you are not really on the side of the truth, and that's why you will never win. It is only one that is on side of the truth that wins all the time. So one on side of the truth is a majority. So you win because you're on the side of the truth. Truth makes you to win. It says that you shall know the truth and truth shall set you free. And the Bible also says in Psalms that all his works are established forever and ever because they were built by the truth. So it is only the truth that could be established. Only something that is built on the truth lives for time and eternity. But when you don't stand on the truth, or when you are not firm on the side of the truth, things will just be changing in your life. Your life will just be crumbling. But we are more afraid of individuals, of people, of offending people, of getting reprimanded by people, than we are afraid of getting on the opposite side of the truth. We should be more concerned and be more worried about not being on the side of the truth rather than being on the side of emotions and sensation, at least sensationalism and people's opinion. And it is only when you think and when you are a thorough thinker that you align yourself with the truth no matter what. Next point. Next thing that analytical thinking or the art of thinking will do for you is that it will help you to be more careful, to be more meticulous. A thinking person is a meticulous person because he pays attention to everything he's reading, to every word, to every phrase. He's thinking about it. So the thinking ability makes you to be more meticulous. A thinking person pays attention to every word he thinks, every word he hears, every word he speaks. He pays attention to every detail. A thinking person pays attention and cross-checks every information. A thinking person remembers details. A thinking person thinks about everything, analyzes everything. He remembers the people he talks to, he talks with, what he talks with them. He knows and notices somebody that is standing before him. He thinks about what they say. He gives attention to hear them. He hears their opinion, analyzes what they say before he replies them, and he remembers what they said. A thinking person doesn't like to miss anything. He pays attention to every detail. He wants to know the why. He doesn't just want to have information. He wants to know the reason behind it. He wants to know the details of it. So a detailed person is an analytical person. Analytical thinking will help you to be a detailed person, a more detailed person. But a more surface person is not analytical, doesn't think, doesn't analyze, doesn't even see details. Another point is an analytical thinking person is a workaholic. Analytical person is a hard worker. Because for you to begin to be analytical and for you to be a detailed person, you must be able to analyze, and it takes a long time for you to be able to, think on details, to be on precision, to be able to get the right information, to be able to question yourself. You must be able to work hard. So that is what Henry Ford said, that thinking is probably the hardest work. And that's why so few people engage in it. Because you have to be detailed, you have to analyze everything. An analytical thinking person wants to get to the source of the information. He wants to ask questions. When you are a thinking person, you ask questions. When you are a thinking person, you want to dig deeper. You are the deep that calls to the deep. Analytical person, you look for additional information. You do research. You want to cross-check everything you heard. You want to cross-check what you are thinking. You want to make sure that you are thinking right. You are thinking of the right words to use and the right situation. You are thinking of, basing your decisions on some facts. So those are some of the advantages of analytical thinking. The question I have for you is that enough for you, or should I continue? This is like half of it that I've given unto you. Let me hear your response. Should I continue to give you more reasons or more advantages, more benefits, or is enough? Since we don't meet every day anymore, but I want to hear your response. Shiga said, please continue. Ngoya said, please continue. Fumi says, yes. Shola Lamodi says, you should continue. Chris Ogedengwe, Pastor Chris said, continue. Elizabeth. Edwin said, we should continue. Steve Osareti too. Doris Ngere. Ephraim. Okay, if you say we should continue, then we should continue. Let's go. Next point. Next category of, the first category of advantages that I gave to you of benefits is about how it improves your life. You know, that all that I said, it improves you. Analytical thinking is good for you. Now, let me tell you other things. The next point I want to make is that analytical thinking is good for your health. Analytical thinking is good for your health. Analytical thinking will help you to improve your health. Let me prove that to you. There is nothing that affects your health, your well-being, your mental well-being, physical well-being, psychological well-being than your thinking process. As a man thinketh, so he is. So he is in his soul, so he is in his body, so he is in his mind. Now, scientifically, it has been proven that 75% of all sicknesses that people have could be changed if people would change their thinking process, their way of thinking. For example, do you know that vices, things that we have not worked on ourselves, lead to sicknesses? Not necessarily, sicknesses are caused not necessarily by physical accidents or disease only. 75% of the sicknesses that there could be cured because they are connected with how we have built our lives, or how we are thinking and everything. So, for example, vices like egoism, egocentrism, selfishness. Do you know there are some diseases and sicknesses that are connected to egoism and selfishness? So there are some sicknesses that are connected just to selfishness. It's because of selfishness that you get those diseases. Selfishness will bring you to those sicknesses. Next point. Do you know someone that has an anger situation? You are always angry and always irritated. Irritation, anger, annoyance. If you are the type that is susceptible to anger, you will always, there are some sicknesses that are connected to anger. If you are the type that is always sad, depressed, there are some sicknesses that are connected to depression. If you are the type that is always irritated, irritation will bring some sicknesses to your life. So if you are the type that is always negative, always thinking negative, there are some diseases that will come to you just because of that. And so on and so forth. So that's why I say that, if you are a thinking person and you are doing everything thinking through, not just emotionally reacting, not just being an instinctive person, just being living by instinct. You are not just living by stimulation. You are not just being stimulated by everything. Because all these vices that I just mentioned now, they are as a result of stimulations. So why do you get irritated? Because somebody irritated you. Why do you get egocentric or selfish? Because you want to protect your own space. So most of these things are as a result of instinct for self-preservation or stimulation. You have been stimulated by one negative thing or the other, so it leads to chemical imbalance in your mind that leads to a lot of the sicknesses. So let me tell you some of the sicknesses that some of these vices will bring to your life. So when you are someone that is always angry, you are always irritated, angry, annoyed, then you have heart sickness. Anger is connected with heart attack and ulcer. So if you are the type that is always angry, you stand a chance of having heart problem. If you, especially if you keep anger and malice, in your heart. If you are the type that is always negative about everything, depressed and negative about life, then you have weak immune system. Your immune system is going to be weak because you're always depressed, subdued. It will affect your immune system. You have problem with your immune system. And that means if you have problem with immune system, that means that you are going to be susceptible to a lot of sicknesses and diseases, including cancer. Then if you are someone that is always having low self-esteem, you're always talking to yourself negative, you're speaking negative to yourself, you're always talking yourself down because you are not thinking through. All these things are connected with our thinking process. When we don't think, we are living by emotions and instinct and by, stimulation. All these things are results of not thinking. So if you have low self-esteem, that will bring, and you are pessimistic in life, that will bring to sicknesses like low. It will affect the same thing. It will affect your immune system. Your immune system will be low. Your immune system will be destroyed. And you could easily fall into different sicknesses. By the way, if you have not shared this link yet, I think we need to share. Let's go ahead and share this message. Let's go ahead and share the message. Let's go and invite people and share the message as fast as possible. Please go ahead. If you have not shared the message now, let's go ahead and share it. So people who have low self-esteem, apart from the immune system problem, they also have problem with fear. They're always afraid that something negative will happen to them. And apart from the problem of fear, they also have problem with migraine and headache. These are people who have low self-esteem. They always have, oh, I'm having a headache today. Oh, headache today. Headache. People who talk negative about themselves. They're always, having some attacks like that, fear attacks. These people also have problem with stomach. They always have all kind of, either it's ulcer or it's caught or all kind of problem with their digestive system. And these people also have problem with spine. With their spine. Everybody has problem with spine, but these people they always have struggle with it. So people who are destructive in their thinking process, they are susceptible to a lot of sicknesses. But if you are, how come then analytical thinking? But if you are a thinking person, you are somebody that thinks constructively. You want to be constructive in everything you do. You want your thinking to be constructive. You want your thinking to be in line with facts. You want your thinking to be argumented. You want your thinking and your actions to be based on facts. You want your thinking and your action to be based on truth. And because you want to base your thinking, your actions on the truth, you don't just want to respond anyhow to things that are happening around you. That saves you from a lot of sicknesses. So people who are thinkers, people who are analytical, people who are constructive, they are sick less. They fall sick much less than the people who are just living by emotions and feelings and stimuli. It's scientifically proven that thinking analytical people, they go to doctors less because they have issues less. They are not always sick less because they are used to researching things that come to them. Situations that come to them, they want to think it through and research it. And they always see further. They don't just act on the immediate. they always see a few steps further before they act. They have foresight. And foresight helps them to control what's going on right now at the moment. And foresight helps them to also predict what will happen in the future. So they worry less and they have less fear attack. So if you are not worrying, your immune system is strong. If you are not living in fear, and most of the sicknesses, they attack the immune system first. They are connected with the immune system. So when your immune system is strong, most of the sicknesses will not be able to get you. So if the act of thinking is beneficial to you in every direction. To learn to think, to develop the art of thinking, constructively thinking, analytically thinking, is good for you. To have a strong mind is a blessing. It will affect your health. You know, people who think, analytical thinking people, constructive people, they discover even information better. And they are able to use that information to improve their lives. They want to find out what is the eating habit. So they change their eating habit. You know, they discover that information because they are used to looking for information and studying. They do exercises because they know that is needed for them. Because they are thinking people. They use logic. They are logically coming to the truth. Through their logical thinking, they come to the truth. They discover the truth about their health. They discover the truth about eating. They discover the truth about exercises. They discover the truth about relationship. So they're able to live a better life. That's why people like this are mostly successful people. And successful people is been proven that people who have money, that their lifestyle, they live a longer life than people who don't have money. That's why Europeans live longer than people in developing countries. That's why countries, the standard of living of people of countries is directly related to their living standard. I mean, to their lifespan. So people who have a high living standard, they have more money, more information, more, opportunity to study things and to, relax. They live longer than places where people just don't have money. They don't have opportunity to even, they are only living by running for survival every day. So people like that don't live for long. So people who think they have the ability to build a right lifestyle. Thinking people normally have the right lifestyle. But people who don't think, they don't have the right lifestyle. Because if they go to visit, they go to a birthday or to a party, people are drinking, they want to support them and drink. Because it's not the right lifestyle. They just do what other people are doing. But people who are thinking people, they have the right lifestyle. So, one of the best ways for you to be healthy and to remain healthy is for you to always train your mind. Train your mind through thinking. Train your mind through analytical thinking. Train your mind through critical thinking. Read. You train your mind by reading. You train your mind by cramming or remembering stuff. You train your mind by, aspiring, having a goal, aspiring for more. Okay, next point or next category of benefit that I want to give you is that thinking helps improves your brain, the functioning of your brain. Thinking makes your brain works better. And if your brain works well, it will affect every sphere of your life. So when we analyze information, when we're able to do research, when we're able to study, when we're able to do research, study, read widely, it brings health to our brain. It fills our brain with positive energy. It makes our brain to secrete, hormones, the right hormones are giving birth to, are secreted in our brain. when we read, when we exercise our brain, just like exercising. Because brain, it has been proven that brain are like muscles. That brain is like tissue, muscle tissue. So it's just like the muscles here, and also, if you do exercises, you look more healthy. People who do exercise, who work out, they look big, they look healthy. Why? Because that's just muscles. That's how muscles work. If you exercise it, it looks strong and stands. But if you don't exercise it, it falls and becomes flappy and just, and weak. So the same with the body and the same with the brain. So the way to exercise the brain is by thinking, by reading, by these things I just showed you, by remembering stuff, by cramming. One of the ways to also develop your brain, to exercise your brain, is by listening, learning to listen very well, and to ask questions to yourself and to others. Another way for you to develop your mind is through logic. Logic is 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. Is to make conclusions, is to do conclusions, to come to conclusions, to do logical conclusions. It also helps your brain to develop itself. It helps your memory. It helps your focus. Another way for you to improve your brain is to always have a goal, to be goal-oriented, to focus on a goal and pursue that goal, to always pursue an agenda, to always have a goal or a mission that you are pursuing. All these things help to develop your brain. And when your brain is well developed, then you become a more confident person. People talk about Pastor Sunday's confidence because I've developed my mind. You become a more confident person. You are less susceptible to fear if your mind is developed. You are not captivated by fear. You don't live by fear. When your mind is developed, you are full of information, what to say at the right time. Some people, they cannot say anything. They don't have information inside. They are dry, they are empty. But when your mind is developed, you always have what to say. You always know what to say and what to comment. Next point, what does analytical thinking give you? Or the art of thinking. The art of thinking also helps you to avoid mistakes. The mistakes of hasty decisions, hurried decision, hasty decisions. Because analytical person is not hasty to take decision. Analytical person is more careful. He withdraws. He is more quick to hear than to speak. So the same thing with the decision-making process. His decision-making process is always deep. He thinks twice before he makes a decision. So the art of thinking will help you, will prevent you, will protect you from consequences of wrong decisions that could have been avoided just because you like to think about things. Next point. when you are an analytical person or a thinking person, it's easier for you to discern. It's easier for you to discern lie, deception from the truth, because you are always looking for confirmation and you are always looking for truth and for facts. So it's easier for you to avoid things like MMM, deception, quick money schemes and things like that. So it's easier for you to avoid manipulations because you are not just doing things by emotions. So you make sure that you get your facts. You make it a part of your life to have your facts right. You ask questions. You want to see the statistics. You want to see the figures. So those things help an analytical person or a thinking person to avoid deception, schemes, and manipulations. Next point. For example, in Nigeria, I was even helping people to get. There was a time I was writing articles about MMM. There is this quick fix or quick money scheme in Nigeria. People were attacking me because they would not think. I was giving them facts. I was giving them analysis. They would not even think. They would not even listen because they are not used to taking decisions based on critical thinking. They are not used to taking decisions based on facts. They are not used to questioning. They are rather used to, just emotions, trusting their emotions and their instincts. So the art of thinking will also help you to study your Bible well and become a better Christian. Because when you study the Bible, you ask questions. And because you ask questions, you are able to get better answers and to go deeper. And when you read your Bible, you go and follow references. And you look at what other places have said, what other references are saying about what you are reading, and it makes you to get your facts right. The next thing that the art of thinking will do for you, that it will help you to be a more confident Christian. It will help you to be a more confident Christian. A Christian that is ready to defend his belief anytime, anywhere. A Christian that is ready to argue his case and to talk to anybody about his belief system. Another advantage of the art of thinking is the art of thinking always gives you options in any decision-making process. You always have more than one option because you are always used to seeking, thinking, and researching. So you always have many options, many varieties before you take a decision. It's always better to have varieties before you take a decision. Next point. Albert Einstein says, imagination is everything. Imagination is everything. Imagination, the ability to see it and imagine and fantasize and sit down and just imagine and build images. Now, the ability to build images is one of the greatest things you could have, and it's good for people who have the right side of the mind, of the brain functioning. They're able to see things in pictures. But if you develop it through what do I call it? Imagination. If you develop your imagination, that is for Albert Einstein. He believes that imagination is the key to genius. The ability to see everything in pictures. That is another thing that a thinking process will give you. Because I personally, I belong to the left side of the brain. That's people who think. But I develop in myself the right part of the brain to see pictures, to see imagination. Because imagination is everything. The ability to see things in color and then to present them back to life. Imagination is everything. So analytical thinking will help you to develop your imagination. Next point. And the art of thinking. The art of thinking will help you to be more informed. A thinking person is a more informed person. You are more informed and you have bigger capacity. Human capacity inside yourself. So you are an informed person. A thinking person is an informed person. Next point. A thinking person is always a better professional. When you think, you are better as a professional. In any profession, in any work, you are better than most people. Shigo is saying, Pastor, I want to think like you. I think you are not alone in that. I think many people want to think like me. Elizabeth is saying, Pastor, please, how do I know which part of the brain I'm using? Just go to the internet and write left side of the brain against right side of the brain. Go to the internet and read it. I'm not a magician now, and I'm not a soothsayer. You need to study yourself. Next point, if you develop your art of thinking, you'll be able to speak better. You are not just speaking and just raining down words as if it's rain that is coming from heaven. When you are a thinking person, you are constructing every word you are saying, every sentence you are saying. All the thoughts you are saying, it's like you are constructing them like you are constructing a house. So the art of thinking will help improve your speech, your delivery, your eloquence. Next point. A thinking person is a confident person. You are more confident because you can express yourself better. You know what you believe. You know why you believe it. And so, it gives you more confidence, more self-belief. A thinking, next point, when you develop your art of thinking, you don't live in fear. You don't live in fear. Next point. When you are a thinking person, you always want to look for the best way to resolve a situation. You don't just want to resolve a situation anyhow, but you are always looking for the best way. Research. You base your life, your decisions on research. You base your decisions on research. I think we need to write a book on this, just this topic. This is like 2 or 3 books already. If you want to be the one to help me to write this book, I'm always looking for writers who want to help me write books. So if you want to be the one to help me write this book, let me know. Write to me. Write to pastor@godembassy.org. Or you could write to VIP@godembassy.org. VIP@godembassy.org. Or pastor@godembassy.org. Okay, next point is this person, if you develop your art of thinking, you will always know how to separate your emotions and your feelings from the facts, from what is really happening. I think Africans need this book, especially Africans, yes, because they are emotional. Most of them are emotional. They need to know why they must begin to be more analytical and thoughtful. Next point. A thinking person would like to always consider other people, put other people in consideration. When they take their decisions, they think about others. They don't want their decisions to hurt and to bring damage to other people's lives. Analytical thinking is beneficial to the society at large. When a society is having thinking people, that society is blessed. That society will be full of inventions. That society will be full of innovations. That society will be full of economic progress. That society will be full of understanding people. That society will be full of efficient industries and efficient businesses and companies. So analytical thinking is beneficial to individuals, beneficial to organizations, to churches, is beneficial to country. Unfortunately, the religious people make you to think that thinking is not good, it's not beneficial. But it's a misjudgment, it's a misunderstanding. Please, anyone who has not yet copied this message, if you have not yet shared the message, please go ahead and share the message. Let's go ahead and take a break and go and share the message right now. Please, even if you have shared it before, go ahead and share it again. Let's share the message many times. So when you say you have churches, and when there are churches that are discouraging people from thinking, you have to run away from that church. When churches are using fear to hold people back from thinking, you have to run away from that church. When churches are saying you are a rebel or you are a rebel or you are going to, you are this and that because you just want to ask questions and think, you know that church is not the God kind of church. God himself said, come, let us think together. So if God himself is saying, come, let us think together. So who are you, a pastor, to say people should not think? God is saying, come, let us reason together. God himself is challenging you, he's throwing you challenge that you should come and think and reason. And you are now, some pastors are now telling you that you shouldn't think or reason. Then you know that church is a false church. It's not a church from God. Another advantage of the art of thinking is that when you learn to think, you are able to see, things in perspective. You have foresight. You are able to compare what is happening now to what has happened before and to what is going to happen. You have foresight. You have hindsight and you have foresight. You have hindsight and you have foresight. Next point. An analytically thinking person can easily lead others. It's easier for you to make others to follow you. Next point. If you are an analytically thinking person, you help people to resolve issues. You are a carrier of answers, a carrier of solutions. I'm rushing, I'm giving you many points. So, so what I'm supposed to give you for a whole week, I'm giving you one day. Next point, an analytical person or a thinking person, can easily requalify himself, learn new skills, it's easier for a person like that to learn new skills. Thinkers are frontiers. That's what Deborah is writing. Absolutely right. You are able to go into new frontiers easily. Because you are a thinker, you become a frontier. You are in the frontier, you're always in the edge, in front. And thinking, you know, for a thinking person, you know, you don't waste time on emptiness, on frivolous things. A thinking person is more fundamental. Is more conscious of time, and he uses his time for the necessary and important things rather than just for anything. So I'm trying to make it for 2 hours. Nada когда мы закончим, когда я буду уже заканчивать, надо сразу позвонить Игорю, что пастор заканчивает, чтобы включить прямой. Охраны надо сказать. Только когда я буду заканчивать. Я уже через 15 минут заканчиваю. Через 15 минут. Можно ему сказать так. Где-то 2 часа, да, будет? 4 часа. Okay, so that's all for today. I think I have another 15 minutes or so to be able to go through your comments. And let me hear what you think about today's teaching and about this summit that we're having every Saturday. So every Saturday I'll be coming to you with this summit. And also, of course, you know, some of you have been able to be a part of the impromptu visit I do with my children. So, you know, I promised you the other time that I'll be coming with the children to you sometimes. I'm sure some of you saw the program with the children evening, so that you see how I spend time with my children. And you will see that even my time with children is based on the art of thinking and analytical everything and critical thinking, constructive thinking. Do you want to say anything about this teaching? Because people here, I can't hear them. People are not writing anything yet. Maybe you are the only one who speaks English here, so maybe we'll ask you to tell us your thinking.
Well, my thinking is I need to...
What do you think about this teaching here?
The teaching is vital to life itself, or the quality of life. Personally, I think that I have had my thinking process or my thinking ability dormant for so long, and not only that it's dormant by religion, by the participation in religion or in the church, but also as a female. I was just analyzing as you're speaking that as a female you're usually told, especially a single female, like don't talk, don't don't be too forward, don't be a certain way if you want to get married, or if you have to humble yourself. So these are all related to analytical thinking for me, because if I can't do this, there's so many don'ts as a female, do's and don'ts that just kind of dormant the brain. And I have believed those lies, and I've disengaged in not thinking. So it's kind of heartbreaking, but for me, I'm finding solutions here, and I'm going to start recharging my brain again, because I have kind of lost it. I've lost it on the angle of religion and also the angle of being a female. Not thinking, because I've been told that
society. Yes,
society. If everyone close, not just society at large, but even other people that are close to you, that you're single, or you're a certain way in life because you're outspoken. You shouldn't be. You should be a certain. You should be. You should not speak, especially amongst men. Don't speak, or don't kind of interrupt. Don't have an opinion. As a woman, your opinion is certain things. This is your domain. your domain is not this area. So you just kind of like abandon a certain process. And also lack of understanding as well. Lack of understanding of like Bible verses when it says lean not on your own understanding. Like, okay, if I'm not going to lean on my understanding, what's the point of me even thinking at all? So, and I've heard pastors use that so many times. If you want to think about something, they use it so many times. And also, there's also a negative connotation to thinking, that because some people think to worry rather than think for solution. And so as soon as you mention the word thinking, it's actually being contracted to people that you look up to, like pastors and maybe parents. You don't do that yourself. You leave thinking to those people and for them to tell you what to do. So I have a lot of thinking to do, to go back, recharge my brain, reflect on everything that you said, really. Maybe play this over and over again and start kind of living again and engaging my brain and appreciating myself, both as a female, as a Christian, and just as a human being, not an animal, not a biomass. And try to get the confidence of studying the Bible and understanding it, thinking about the things in the Bible and asking questions. Because in terms of asking questions, I think naturally I want to ask questions, but again, I have been conditioned to not asking questions. And even though it hurts me, I think I accepted that because maybe it's easier to just be around people without you being labeled in a way that is probably negative to society. But if I've thought about it as a good thinker, I wouldn't mind. So, I mean, it's a vicious circle. So I just need to go and sit down and engage my brain with life, really.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Yep. So let me read some of your comments. Bidemi says the teaching is detailed. It will keep our brains busy all through the week. Good. Ushi Amadi said, this summit is a huge blessing to me. Thank you so much, sir. Edwin said, thank you, Pastor, for giving us the opportunity to be deep thinkers. Yep, every Saturday we'll be here to talk about this. Every Saturday, 12 o'clock British time, 1 o'clock European time, 1 o'clock Nigerian time, 7 a.m. American time, Eastern time. Yep, so every day we'll be here, 2 o'clock Kiev time, every Saturday. Every Saturday, sorry. Odafe said, thank you, sir, for your precious time. Today's teaching is a must for everyone. Tomilola Jiboku said, Pastor, we will appreciate if you can write a book concerning this topic. Definitely. Gift Blessing said, I said it, doctor is rewarding our brains. Galina said it was good. Thank you. So many wise points. Thank you. Fumi Jeboda said, such an honor and privilege to learn from you. I have been discovering a lot about myself that I did not know existed due to analytical thinking. You are truly a lifesaver. Thank you. Elizabeth Ali, thank you so much. Best mentor. Shigong Wafo, thank you, Pastor, for breaking me up to be reconstituted again. You are shifting us all from biomasses to personality. Yes, Mike Ken said, very important teaching. MJ said, wow, Pastor, I'm so blessed right now and my eyes are really open to so many things like music in churches, so, to say the least. Great teaching. Elizabeth Ali said, I will listen over and over in order to be a great thinker. Sandra, wow, my mind is blown away. I'm a work in progress, and with your teaching, I'm getting better. Thank you so much, sir. Uju Olakwe, I used to think that I'm a thinker, but this session has given me the impetus to go back and augment my critical, analytical thinking. Thank you, Pastor Sunday. More grace. Deborah, don't do things like, okay. Shigo said, this is a paradigm shift. Some brains are just waking up for the first time, even. Nkechi Temple, the benefits of analytical thinking is overwhelming. Faith Kenny, I wouldn't have thought that analytical thinking affects our health, but now I understand better. Thank you, Pastor. Jomani said, an analytical thinking person is very independent of people's opinion. Cadelia said, today's teaching was awesome and thought-provoking. I have learned a lot today. Wow. God bless you, Pastor. You are a blessing to this generation. I will start thinking now. Elizabeth says, listening to you is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. Galina said, we have to have analytical thinking to have health, wealth, and productivity. Yeah. Ronke Oyetayo said, this lady is very smart. That is Mayowa. Kevin says, amazing. Kevin King Vales, to your words. Nkechi says, realize that we are underusing and underestimating our brain. Christine says, I will always do this repeatedly. Yeah, please go and share the link again. Let's go and share the link again and again. And again, please, we have our 24-hour TV, DSA TV. Please, let's go and be sharing it. Every day, we need to be going to share the link 3 times. Every day, 3 times in a day, we need to share the DSA TV channel. Just be going there to share it 3 times a day, 3 to 5 times a day. 3 to 5 times a day. Dupe says, sir, I think we should take the responsibility of not thinking for solution, not anybody else. It is our responsibility. It would be nice if you can organize a practical lesson and let me know in time. I will be there. Yeah, I will be here every Saturday doing this, first of all. Then we have our HMT coming up in end of March to from the 29th of March to the 8th of April. Christine said, this is the best teaching ever for the first time in my life. Shigo says, the brain is the part that controls the whole body, but we have lived even ignorant of it. No one even sees with the simple eyes, but with the brain through the optic nerves. The eyes are just the outward tools. I hope and pray that we live in the active consciousness of this. Jesus spoke about our minds being open. Neki Okoro, some pastors actually preach that you should rely on the Holy Ghost to tell you what to do rather than think. This is ridiculous. Deborah Cole said there is mood that you are attracted. I don't understand that. Olarewaju Akinola, my thinking art has been taken to a new height now. I will go and watch this summit again to really get it to be part of me. Please, Pastor, write a book about this. Thank you. Christine said, I've learned a lot from this Dr. Adelaja's teaching. I'm so blessed to be part of this family. Uju Olakwe said, the benefits of analytical and critical thinking in spiritual and physical health, social life, and business have become more clear to me. Thank you, sir. Unwa Boeze Joseph, this teaching has helped me to recognize some strength in me which I am not aware of before. I have been thinking, but now, from now, I must become a better thinker. Thank you for this timely and powerful teaching. Laura is saying, are we having more of this, Pastor? Of course, every Saturday, 2 o'clock our time, that's 12 o'clock British time. Every Saturday I will be here. Thank you so much. My time is over. We are going to restore our live broadcast now. Maybe I should extend this for another 30 minutes to read your comments. Should I? Okay, go and tell them that. At 2:30, we'll finish at 2:30. I mean 4:30. Yeah. Let me read your comments. Dupe Love say, think and live, people. Jomani says, thinking is part of the Holy Spirit's leading. Shigo said, thank you for your time. Jinad Anota said, thank you, Pastor, for this teaching. You just unlock every dormant part of my brain, especially the most needed part that has been unused for so long. Yeah, wow. It's like everybody is not been using their mind. And that's why I started with that video in the church, you see. So that, because church sometimes is helping us to be more dormant and to be more brain dead. That's why we must change that. Miranda says, thank you for the teaching, sir. Jomani said, God bless you and keep you, Pastor. Thank you. Sandra, we are so grateful, sir. What an awesome teaching. Thank you. Jane Munsaka, my job requires me to be a critical thinker, which I apply very well in my practice. But when it comes to general life with people around me, they think I'm crazy. They ask me why I have to analyze everything. Thank you so much, Pastor Adelaja. Very inspiring. Professor Daniel say, well done, sir. Ngoya Sharis, can't believe it's over already. 2 hours is over already, my dear. 2 hours is over already. But now I'm extending it by another 30 minutes, you see. But we have a lot to do. Thank you for giving us something to think for this week and beyond. Idera Nwafo said, I have a lot of thinking to start doing right now. My Jack said, God bless you, my mentor. Christine, there is a lot of things to change after I've learned today. Friend, thank you, Pastor Sunday, for sharing this very important topic. Very useful to impact and transform our lives. Deborah, your mood is affected if you can think analytically. Afolabi Victor, Dr. Adelaja, DSA, thank you for your input to make us thinkers through this platform, sir. We are really blessed. Tony Odukale, things happening in the world indeed. Young people need someone to carry them along. Thanks very well. Thanks well. The pastor in my church is like you. Thank God. Peter Olaiton, CDMI. Wow, thank God. Miranda says, I'm blessed this afternoon. The teaching is so powerful. It's so wonderful. Thank God. Emerson says, analytical and critical thinking makes us also a defense. It also enables us to gather information and set us ready to go. Thank you for the teaching. Shinwei, this teaching is helping me place my priorities in perspective. Molly, thank you, sir. Wonderful teaching. Thank you. Emi Ade, wake up call. Thanks, Dr. Adelaja. Joke Odukoya, wow, great teaching, Pastor. I will definitely work on myself and my thinking. Shigo, I bless the day I found you. Singing. Many people are saying that now. I bless the day I found you. Rufaro, thank you, sir. I'm blown away mentally because as a single lady family, they want us not to think and want you to voice it. Not to voice it and limit yourself. Yep. Steve Osarity, thank you, Pastor, for this teaching. It's an eye-opener. Jane, empowering teaching. God bless you, Dr. Adelaja. Laura, thank you, Pastor. You have made a better person. You have made me a better person since I started listening to your undiluted truth. Practical religion indeed. Ernest Ebong, thank you so much, Pastor, for this teaching. I will listen to it over and over again. The points are clear facts. If we practice them, our thinking faculty will be revolutionized. God bless you, mentor. Ben Okon, it is important in the practice of thinking to reflect on your life actions first and not always what others are doing. Yep. Doris Ngere, thank you, Pastor. It's a great teaching. It has really impacted my life. God bless you, sir. Amy Bobby, thank you, Pastor, for your good work to mankind. I will continue learning from you. Yetunde Omoile, the best thing that has happened to me is to think in a new way. Thank God I found you, Dr. Adelaja. Gift Amos, thank you, Doctor. My brain is almost warming out. That. Thank you for rewinding back for me or something. Fumi Jeboda, thank you, sir, for coming back to ignite our brains every week. Shigo, the church these days are making dummies out of intelligent people. Anastasia, I consider myself extremely blessed and wealthy pastor with this art of thinking classes. Thank you so much. A lot of things deeply about and apply in my life. Darlene Madu, thank you so much, sir. Anytime I listen to you, something changes in my mindset. Daniel Idoko, my thinking faculty has been taken to a whole new level. Thank you, sir, for the insightful opening. God bless you, sir. Deborah Cole, thinking helps us to take charge of our thoughts and minds. Efren Soto, no more emotional reactions, but strategic analytical thinking. Key for a better life and society transformation. Thanks, Pastor Sunday. Emmy Bobby, I really need your teachings in my life to improve my understanding and wisdom. Thanks a lot. Nkiro Jimadu, loving this. What an insight. Connecting analytical and critical thinking to our health. Wow. Joseph Oyewale, thinkers are winners. The central control center of our lives is our mind. When we apply the force of the mind, our dominion here on earth is inevitable. Thanks a million, Dr. Adelaja. We are waiting for you in South Africa. Don't use our time. Yes, South Africa people are waiting for me at 5 o'clock. So I will come back for you for the live broadcast, but we'll finish this in the next 20 minutes. And I will come back to be with South Africa for a live. It's not going to be live broadcast. It's going to be, what do you call it, conference call with South Africa at 5. Yeah, I remember you, South Africa. I will not use up your time. I will finish before then. Okay, Dera Nwafo said, now I realize that worrying is not the same thing as thinking. Meanwhile, I have to analyze everything I think about and not allow my emotion and feelings to take over my thinking. Yep. Vivian Taylor, this teaching is life-changing for me on many levels in my life. I have healthy imagination too. Yep. Chigo, one of my goals is to get to think analytically like you 24/7. Good goal. Deborah Cole, thank you, Dr. Adelaja, for knowing the functionality of our brains and choosing right. Yep. Afolabi Victor said, thinkers are thankers. Olayinka Sheung Adeyemo said, thank you, Dr. Adelaja. I have to listen to this over again in order to digest it. I thank God for connecting me with this platform. Total mind shift. Solange Daniel says, Solange Daniel. Solange. Good day, family. I can't wait to go and rewind. I was a bit busy doing almost nothing. Shay, thank you, sir. God bless you. At least I can watch this again and over again. Yep. Yetunde, I don't understand what I've been doing all this while, but I've been seriously delivered today. I took down a lot of notes today. Thank you, my fabulous Omoile. I'm so excited about our relationship. Higher eyes in Jesus' name. Ori Yomi, we spiritualize everything in my church. Yeah, that's a problem. Mofelola, you are a God's gift for us. God bless you, sir. Deborah, the art of thinking person is an artist. The art of thinking is a person, is an artist. Adeola Disu, great and empowering teaching, sir. This is such a profound revelation. I've been in many groups where people have been conditioned not to speak out or air their opinion. The responsibility of thinking has been placed on others, like religious leaders, etc., who then come up with declarations and instructions. Wow. Yetunde said, we appreciate you so much for the teaching. Is the art of analytical thinking. It will be better our thoughts, words, and deeds. It will better our thoughts, words, and deeds. I love you to beat where it has. Okay, I love the parts where it's connected to our health. Great revelation. Shop kisses, my mentor. God bless you. Okay. Jane says, how can we connect other people who haven't heard of Dr. Sandra Adelaja? I'm in the UK, but I come from South Africa. How can you connect? Just invite them. Give them the link. Let them watch Dr. Adelaja daily, every day, 24 hours. Or let them, just invite them when I'm coming on. Everybody could be connected. You want to say anything about today's teaching? Yeah. Okay, we are going to listen to Tanya today. Tatiana. Yes, what do you think, Tatiana, about today's teaching?
Hello, guys. To just to say something, to tell something about this teaching, it's not enough. It's not enough. Because to say something about this teaching, you had to go to close yourself in your apartment. Yes, in solitude. And to pass it through yourself very, very deep. And then you can say something about it. Because it's too concentrated. It's too, when you sit in here, you feel like, even the air is very heavy. This is how I eat the words of Pastor. I just sit and, so, okay, but I'll try to say something. The way how Pastor start this teaching, even to teaching about thinking from the dances, African dances. You had to have ability to think, to start this kind of teaching from African dance, because this teaches me all the years, all the time which I spend with Pastor. I try not just to hear him, but I want to get to understand the way he thinks, and this is my goal. I open my secret right now. So I said, what? Pastor start his teaching from the dances. So how do I had to think to understand the things deeper? So how do I had to absorb things around me? To come to this kind of conclusions. This is my goal for now. So, and one of the points was of 100 points about thinking. It was about the art of thinking. It's to teach you to be God-oriented. Yes. If you remember this. So these dances, these dances show us that we are self-oriented.
Or others-oriented.
Yes, or others-oriented. We just dancing before people. We are, dancing around ourselves. We are shaking our bodies. We are, showing how beautiful we are. And nothing at all. It's have no any common thing with God and at all. And another thing which Pastor was mentioned before, it's about our comments, guys. I was thinking about this all the time. I said, how to let them know that, wow, all these queens and kings, and hello queen, hello king, hello this, hello this, I'm glad to see you. It's just stopping you from what Pastor is saying right now. If you really know, if you really think that Pastor is your mentor, if you really think that Pastor is changing your life right now, how? I'm sorry, but this is what was happening inside of me all these 8 months. And I praise God that a pastor is coming out now once in a week, because we need to value every word of his, of Pastor. To swallow and to value them, and we need to, for now, it's even better, even for us. We have this elephant, every Saturday, which we need to eat by pieces. So
From Saturday to next
Yes, from Saturday. So we had an elephant. We need to coat it in seven parts, you know, and to eat every day a part. 7 part. So you know, even this one we can use in our thinking process. Even this one, and. What else? I thought before I thought that this is something happening with me when everybody in church are dancing. Why I'm just hearing myself what I want to do before my God right now, and I like dances. Okay, I like dance. I like sing. I like everything about music. But church is not about music and dances. Church about God. Church about God and only about God. So these points which Pastor told us today, it's not, you know, points, 50 points. You must to close yourself in your apartment and just eat them one by one, because they're too deep to understand them from the first step, from the first time. I even stopped to write during Pastor is talking because I understood that I need to, for first time, I need to hear what he said, like eating every word. So when I'm writing something, I'm missing something. So I understood. For first time, I'm hearing like this, like my life depends from this. Okay, this is my first time, and the second time I'm hearing this again. Then I can write my points, because between you and me, guys, we. Unfortunately, we don't come back for to our points that we wrote. Yes. So, isn't it will be better to hear Pastor, you know, like we eat food for first time, and then our comments will change. You know that a thinking person can understand from your comments if you are thinker. If you can think, and pastor can understand if you are thinking of or not. Even me, I understand. So I know that this kind of comment like "Thank you, pastor," "God bless you, pastor," and so on. It's good. It's good enough to. Let you know, let Pastor know that okay, you agree with him, but he wants to understand what is happening inside of you, what is going on, and which processes you have right now, and maybe which decisions you will make right now, which will change your life completely. For example, I have just, you know, for today I came with I just left my phone in my room because I know this is my distraction to hear Pastor. Okay, so I came and I just wrote on how to say t-shirt points what I had to do. Only.
You will listen to it again?
Yes, yes. And I will listen to it again, and I just, okay, I will do, okay. To speak clear, I need to think clear. So, because, this is my decision. I need to speak. I'm speaker, I try to speak on the camera, and so this will help me in my profession. Okay. So how these points is help you in your real life, not just you know, like we're listening to like, oh wow, Pastor, thank you, you are genius, Pastor, praise God for you, Pastor. Okay, how will you change? You know, because you heard Pastor today, and. This is my question to you. This is my maybe inspiration you will have from this, and this is how you will not lose your time. You know, you will change. in a short time if you will do this. So if you think, I will tell in the conclusion, I will tell again, if you think that you heard pastor, it's a mistake. You didn't. You need to hear him at least 4 times. 4 times. This message, this particular message, you need to hear at least 4 times. Now you have on how to say, impression, and in the general impression you have now, maybe you have some emotions that I need to think, to change my way of thinking on things like this, which is good, but it's not enough to change yourself and to change your life and of course the life of others. So the next time you close yourself and hearing this again and again, at least 3 more times. So then you will be like people is commenting, oh pastor, I want to think like you. So this is how he started. This is how he started to think, to be who he are right now. He was closing himself in 19, 20 years in the library, and he were just reading, writing something, again and again. So this is the only way to change yourself and to be, I think, a person who will change not only himself but as I understand, people who are listening, pastor, now, it's the people who want to change nations. Are you the people who want to change nations? Because every human being which meet with pastor, I'm sure about this. If you are not losing your mind, if you are understand what is going on, you had to be a nation changer. In the end of the day, you had to. You can't hear pastor and not to become someone. It's not. It's unbelievable. It's not. Then you didn't heard him. So if you heard me right now, be very careful with every word which pastor is saying you. Just eat the word. If you think you understood, you didn't. Believe me. You didn't. Pay attention in everything and how he said. If he said, for example, like Jesus said, okay, now he all the time, verily, like Jesus said, verily, I'm telling you, yes. So you need to understand that when pastors say, now be careful. Listen to this. If he said so, you need to just not only shut up. You just need to do anything you must to do to even to stop thinking in this particular moment, just to hear him. Because you can't hear our pastor's words and think in the same time. Just for first time you must just to receive, and don't think in this time what I will do, what just receive. So 4 times, at least 4 times, messages of pastor. So we have job for all week. I think, yes, pastor, we have many job for all week. So thank you guys, thank you pastor for opportunity to share my impression of your teaching.
Thank you, Taya. Thank you, Tatiana. You want to say something? Yeah, okay. You want to say something? Okay. Let's hear what Mayowa will say. We still have 5 minutes before we finish. Yes.
I just want to talk in terms of what Pastor said, that we're not paying full attention. and that is very common. Some of the things that we actually we're challenging now and alluded to, I think we are actually the problem, even with churches and what the pastors and people that we call leaders, what they do, because we allow it to happen. We allow them to do it. And this is sort of a wake-up call. This is not a time to multitask, because it's serious. It's a matter of life and death. This topic today, for me, that's how it feels. And I'm thinking that everything that have actually happened, and the way that I have been dormant, is because I allowed other people. I didn't take the responsibility for myself. I was distracted, and I allowed distraction. So even all the negative things that I'm complaining about, or I'm saying that church caused, there were things that I allowed. I enabled those people to do it to me. And it starts from things like this, minor things like, not paying attention, which is part of the thinking as well. Not paying attention is not thinking, because if you think well, you will pay the attention. And I'm very guilty of this. So just let us help ourselves in being mindful, always engaging our minds in what we're doing. Why am I doing it? What's the purpose? Why am I here? Why, converting our time. I'm going to be doing this with you as well. I'm going to be walking. So I'm talking to myself here. So we are the enablers, and we should just stop it. The other thing that I did notice in terms of like fasting and the things that they call in church to do, we should also think about that. Think about, why am I engaging in all this? I know Pastor has spoken about it in the past, but think and be bold. Why am I fasting for this period of time? Why is it, a pastor can come up with anything and say, we should fast for 10 days or mid, yeah, or we just need to stop this. Stop and just start thinking, please.
Why fasting?
Why fast? What's the purpose? What do I want to...
Prayer meeting.
All of it. Prayer meetings, all these fruitless engagements. We should just stop it. Yes, just stop. You're not committing any sin by not fasting with the church. Being part of a vision and the mission of the church. Stop. Does that align with your mission and your vision in life? Did God created you as a collective or as an individual? And engaging with the Bible, reading the Bible and understanding it. And if you don't understand it, ask somebody else that understand. Getting together with like-minded people that knows what they're doing, that are thinking, that are challenging you, that you're not all just doing the same thing. A trigger would be if everybody is doing the same thing, run away from that situation, run away from that environment. Just don't join in. Just even if it looks nice, it's lovely, don't join in. Be bold to be you. Be bold to stand out. And, again, repeatedly watch this. I want it every day because I'm lazy. I just want to hear new things. I want to hear new things every day. And I think what happened with Facebook is a blessing, where I'm listening every day. It's just become my food, and I'm just eating and I'm just getting fat, but I'm not really getting up to do anything. I think this weekly sessions would actually help me. Like Tatiana said, I'm now going to start digesting everything, cutting my elephant into pieces and eating each part, making sure that I know what I'm doing and I grow. Thank you again for listening, and thank you, Pastor, for...
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we are finishing now. Our time is over, and we cannot extend it anymore. We have live program, live broadcast. So it was nice being with you. I think this Saturday Summit is a wonderful thing. And don't forget to always go and support the DSA TV. And and go and share it 3-5 times a day. We need to share that link to the TV program. God bless you. That's the end for now. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be in church, preaching in church. And we have live broadcast from church tomorrow. So you could join us in our live broadcast, 12 o'clock in Ukraine time tomorrow. God bless. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Hello, everybody. Did anybody get a notice? You got notification? Good, good. Hello, Bidemi, welcome. Here we go. Who is the next person apart from Bidemi there? Fumi Jeboda. Hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Adeleke Adeniyi, nice to have you. Ufoma is here. Anigoro, welcome, welcome. Lola Shorunke is here. Unfortunately, your daughter is not here right now. She's so busy this week. She's been so busy doing our programs, daily broadcasts. So, Nkem Dike, Stella Nuhu, Nkiro Jimado, Mofe Lola is here. Okay, Joseph Oyewole, Jane Monsaka, Denise is here in 2 places. Elizabeth Ali, Shigo Nwafo, Adeola Disu. Adeola Disu, does that mean you are back from your graduation event in the university? Anastasia McDonald is here. Wow, you are the new fun hero from the block. You are, with your programs, you are just turning heads. You are turning heads with those your programs, Adeola Disu. Okay, Mike and Phrase. No, McDonald. I was talking about Anastasia McDonald with the TV program she's doing about the father. That's just awesome. Oh, Anota Jinad Oriyomi. Akunle Ade Nipekun. Ola Martin. Pearl David. Shioma. Elizabeth Ali. You've disappeared for a while. Bengalawal. Mayowa Viva. Bobo Makali. Mayowa Viva is in 2 places. Bobo Ayodeji Bello, Ernest Ebong, Doris Ngere. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jumbo Ane Mikaye. Oh, Caroline Sharon.